Rangers.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for killing my intro there. To episode 149 of Rangers Ed, presented by Lucarelli Law. If you're in Florida or New York and need a lawyer, call Lucarelli Law. Tell them the boys at Rangers Ed sent you. We got some stuff coming on the way from Lucarelli Law, so stay tuned for that. It's not ready yet. It's my fault. It's not ready, so I'll take the heat. But we got some fun stuff coming from Lucarelli in the future. So, what's up, boys? Cousin Ed here. Got Little Ed. Got Coach Ed. Little Ed's drinking his electrolyte something in there in the mixer bottle.
Just a little bit of caffeine, you know. It's been a rough couple days traveling as usual, but we'll get through it. I'm excited to see you guys and be back in the pod.
Yeah,
but my new Jacksonville Iceman hat.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Iceman game. The video. First of all, you're catching burgers in your mouth. Did you get one in the mouth? That's the first question. Second question.
Yeah. All right, so let's
hold on. Second question. The cowboy hat?
Yeah, so that's actually that's the funny part about it was, I don't know, a couple weeks ago when we were booking the trip, every time I'm down there, either the Icemen are not playing out of season or they're on the road. So finally I was going down and I happened to have a game and it was country night. So whatever, we're like, all right, that's cool. Like people will probably wear cowboy hats, dress up a little bit. There might've been 15 people in the whole place with cowboy hats on, and our row was about 9 of them. So we were pretty much the only ones wearing cowboy hats. No, there was a few scattered throughout the stadium, but we thought it was going to be like this whole thing, like them playing country music the whole night, like this whole production. It was like a normal hockey game, and like Fang happened to be wearing a cowboy hat too. So Fang is the mascot of the Icemen. He's a husky. So we were wondering why he was a husky and the Icemen with the Icemen, and it was I guess like a police dog died in the line of duty in the 90s in Jacksonville. So they were honoring him with the mascot and called him Fang, which was the name of the canine dog. I forget what year it was and stuff, but we were looking that up at the game. So that was an interesting story, whatever. But yeah, so then fast forward. So like underneath us, Aaron got us good tickets, like where there's like a railing in front of you, no one's sitting in front of you. But then underneath was like kind of like a setup like we had at the suite, like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Everyone was hanging out. Probably was like a holiday party or something for a company. So the whole time we're like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if someone just threw us up a burger or something? Like we're all sitting there like just looking down. It was probably like 10, 15 feet at the most, like right below us. So fast forward down to like the mascot's like walking around, and I have 2 young nieces. Shout out to Charlotte and Phoebe. Fang starts throwing the cookies that were like they were giving out for free down below in this party. Like they were wrapped up. They had the Iceman logo, like shout out to Suda Sweet Treats, like something that she would make, like a custom, like nice cookie. So I should have sent PJ some pictures and stuff from, maybe he can go to the chat from when I was there. But the cookies, he was just flinging them into the crowd, whatever. So I snatched one. I gave them to my niece or whatever. Next thing you know, like the kid next to me got Fang to throw him a burger from the party below us. So Fang tosses him up a burger like a softball toss, like a nice little lob or whatever. The kid catches it. Fang's like, take a bite, whatever. So the kid takes a bite. Everyone's going crazy. So Fang looks over at me, and I point to my mouth, and he grabs another burger and does another little softball toss. And it was so close. It hit my mouth. If the burger was a little bit smaller, I would have had it. And it's like I had the cowboy hat on and everything. And I thought we had like just my camera angle. And then like later on in the game, my cousin Kim ends up sending me the other angle of like she was sitting like 2 seats next to me. So we're all dying laughing. The whole section's going crazy. Fang got mad at me for missing the catch. So he grabs another burger and now flings it overhand as hard as he can at me and my mom sitting next to me. It was crazy. So I stuck my hand out to like pretty much save my mom, and like the bun went flying and I caught the actual burger in my hand. So my hands covered in ketchup and like onion and like just like a small like little like looked like a little like meatball. Oh, here we go. We got to rewind it. Oh! Do we have the? Oh yeah.
Wow, that hit you right in the mouth.
Yeah, if you're listening, head on over to.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Oh man.
By the way, is that my cowboy hat?
No, that was Mike's. That's Mike's. Yours is red, white, and blue. His is black and white. Yours is like really big and it has like a buckle on it, so it's a little heavy. But anyway, so yeah, shout out. Good. Thanks, PJ, for bringing that up. If you're listening, head on over to YouTube. Maybe we'll post that one on Instagram also. I wanted to put together a reel of all of my videos from that night. But
Coach, have you ever rode a horse?
It was so fun. What?
Has Coach ever been on a horse? I want to see Coach on a horse with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, I've been on a horse. My mother owned horses. What do you mean if I?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Well, Sheba was the name, right? Is that right?
Sheba, Flame. No, Sheba was the baby. Flame.
I forgot about that.
Forget the other one.
We come from a long line of horses in the Armelino family, I guess.
Yeah, so that was super funny, man. That was super funny. Dude, and then Fang ended up coming up to our section, unrelated, I think, because he didn't come over to me or anything, because there was a ton of kids. I wasn't gonna make a big deal, but my nieces were having a blast with him, taking pictures. He ends up reaching into like his skate or like his boot and pulls out a signed puck and gives it to my niece Charlotte.
Oh, cool.
I was like, what the hell's going on? This is crazy. So Fang was a blast. Like I said, the Rangers need a mascot. Might bring the vibes up in the garden for the kids and everything, and the atmosphere a little bit. So I think that'd be fun. Mascots are the best, man. It was funny. I mean,
how many times did you make a threes joke? What? How many times did you make a threes joke that nobody else got?
I was trying. Yeah, no one had any idea. No one had any idea. I sent the video to my other friend that I used to play with online and stuff, and he got a kick out of it also. So yeah, that was just a super fun experience. But the game itself was fun too. I was telling my dad earlier that I was going into it expecting a little bit more. I thought like the players would be buzzing around, throwing like a ton of hits, get into like fights and stuff, like trying to like make it or prove themselves. They were kind of just chilling, like just playing a hockey game. And like, I don't want to say that they were happy where they were, but like, it didn't really seem like they were, trying to go above and beyond. It was an entertaining game. They ended up winning like pretty late in the game, I'd say. Yeah, it was a good time overall, I guess. Just a great,
they all know
good atmosphere.
Them, they know those guys in the ECHL. Most of those guys are like 27, 28 years old, and they're not going anywhere, and they're happy. They're getting paid to play pro hockey. They're good.
The one guy that stood out to me, I would say, he ended up being the number one star of the game, was the Iceman goalie. His name was ROWE, PJ, if you want to look him up or whatever. But maybe, who knows? Maybe he'll end up making it for the Sabres. But I think he was a younger guy, and I said right off the bat, like he was dialed. Like they came out slow, and they could have went down like 3 or 4-0 in the first period. And this guy kept him in the game. He was dialed the whole game. And me and Mike were saying, he was like, he better get the first star. Otherwise, that's crazy. And he ended up getting the first star. He had like a 40 save game, I think. So it was, that was on that end. It was like, at least like a lot of offense overall the game. Some penalties, good power plays. Overall it was a good game. I was just, like I said, expecting more, not like any fights. Like you always hear, like there's always fighting in that league, and some scuffles, and like it was a little bit of a physical game, but nothing over the top.
Yeah,
but it was fun. Fans go crazy for that stuff, though. There's not another hockey team in Jacksonville, and we say the same thing when we go to the Wolfpack games. There's no other hockey game or a hockey team in Connecticut. So like those fans are passionate about that team. They don't care what level it is.
Yeah, when I went to the Greenville Swamp Rabbits game when my mom lived up in South Carolina.
Dude, the names are the best too.
And
the Swamp Rabbits.
Yeah, and I felt the same way. I was like underimpressed with the level of hockey, but definitely impressed by the atmosphere of the arena, which was pretty full. I thought, for just like a night out for people. Right. There's not a lot going on in those cities, I guess. So it's just a night out and a fun time. Like you said, there was a lot of gimmicks during the game. Kind of reminded me when I interned with the Binghamton Mets in college. And I got some funny stories about that. We could talk about another time, but
Paul just said, too bad they're not the Rangers affiliate. I actually, my cousins have lived in Jacksonville for a while. They got me a Jacksonville Iceman jersey, probably like 15 years ago, I'd say at this point. It's in Coach Ed's basement. No, probably maybe not that long.
I can't even think of who their ECHL affiliate is now. For some
reason.
The
PJ
would know. PJ, pop in and
it's like it has like a Buffalo logo, doesn't it? Like the Rochester something, maybe.
No, that's an AHL.
Chicago. They just changed it. It's the Bloomington Bison, they call it.
The Bloomington Bison. That's a Coach Ed. Got to get Coach Ed that hat.
Yeah, I feel like every few years it changes. So
you got to get Coach
Bloomington
Ed.
where? Bloomington where? Illinois.
I
thought it was near Chicago.
But I will say,
Illinois.
They had a much better. They blew the Wolfpack merch area out of they tripled the amount of stuff.
Really? Wow.
Like they had at least 30 different.
I remember even remember when we played nationals at the practice facility, they had all kinds of merch.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, at the pro shop in the practice facility. Yeah.
And when we went to Hartford, there was nothing. We couldn't get a jersey. We couldn't get. There was it was almost like
they don't have any good hats. Nothing.
It was in the middle
Icemen
of the
they had 40 different types of hats. No exaggeration.
Wow.
Like a huge row,
awesome.
All different hats. Yeah. So overall, cool experience for sure. I mean, the tickets were cheap. I think Aaron paid like $10 or $15 a ticket or something crazy. And the kids had a blast. I had a blast. And overall good experience. I'll definitely post some pictures and videos online on Instagram.
Yeah, awesome stuff. You guys just saw PJ, our producer, pop in. PJ, what's going on, buddy? And we got Coach Ed here. Coach, what have you been doing? What's going on with you since the live stream this week? Working?
Yeah, nothing too exciting. Just
other than criticizing my home projects.
Yeah. Well, if it needs to be criticized, it gets criticized. What can I tell you?
So it shall be written.
So let it be written. So let it be done. Right.
We had a couple of nice wins over the weekend, and other than that, everything's pretty much the same. No, I wanted to go to the Detroit game. I didn't get to go, but everything's good.
Oh, you're lucky. It's good. It's a good game to miss.
Yeah, how was well, tell us about the project. You can't hint at it and then not say what it was.
Oh yeah, so we had a bunch of trees right outside our pool area. There was just trees that provided shade. So a month ago we ripped them out. There's just like a bed where the trees were. The trees were in like a garden bed. They weren't in the actual grass. So there's just like a bed of dirt there, and we're trying to figure out what to do with it. Should we destroy the whole thing, send the patio, put grass there? What should we do? So we're just like, that's going to take forever. We're never going to get it done. Let's just do something quick. So we just turfed it into a putting green with 2 holes on each end, one by a palm tree with a little hill, and then the other one on the other side. So I've been out there taking 5-minute breaks during work, practicing putting. For like 12 so far on the 40 footers, but it's like a 45 foot putt.
Footers or the footers.
No, I know. I was just going, and my goal is out there, and she thinks it's a game. So I'll hit the ball. She'll chase it and grab it. So one of them was going in for sure. It was going in. I just knew it. And she intercepted it before it went in, snatched it, and brought it back to me. And there you go. So I'll count that one in my own brain, but
that's an expected putt.
Yeah, expected putts, exactly. Coach with the analytics. But yeah, just like a little change. We just wanted to open the yard up a little bit and kind of repurpose it.
Above expected.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice. I bought these.
I got a 98, but I had an expected pars above.
Yeah. 5. Imagine if that was for golf.
I was a plus 40, but I should have been.
We'll post that next summer.
I bought these LED lights for the holes and some path lights. It's going to be nice. Putts above expected. All right, let's jump right into it. We got a special guest for the Jersey Profile section. We're at number 49, and really the only one to talk about is Yaroslav Himalesh. But instead of that, let's just bring on Mark. and talk something else. Let's talk a little surprise here with some memorabilia, man. What's going on? Welcome.
We don't have Mark's intro? We don't hear him.
Mark, you were just with us before the episode. Your audio.
Am I good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm good. I don't know if PJ muted me or not. I said God bless you when you said Yaroslav Himmerlovs, whatever his name is.
Hemelich.
Hemelich. Yeah, actually, PJ and I realized we were sitting on the bathroom line at MSG, and we realized he was the only one to wear 49 in like ever. So, did you?
The first time I heard his name, I was like, "What?"
Is that the Iguana golf course now?
No, the iguana drowned in my pool. So
yeah, I was saying it's that we call the iguana golf course.
Yeah, no. I guess that's funny. I got to get a little sign and put it out there. Maybe a little I could work on it next summer.
What
iguana golf course? Yeah,
I'm looking forward. I'm going to the Utah game on Saturday. Flying out by myself.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, 36 hours. Leaving Friday night. It's coming back. Leaving Friday night. Gonna go to the game and then gonna fly back right after the game, and I'll be 6 a.m. Be home back in New York 6 a.m.
Man, you guys took those Little Lead arena maps to heart. You're like, we got to go. Allie's in Columbus and Vegas. You're going to Utah. Everybody's rushing around trying to fill the map up.
Got to fill the map.
Oh, and I saw Mr. Mancini ordered the map. He loved it. He took a little video. He's going with his daughter to Ottawa.
Yeah, it's like, I got to fill this map.
That's what they did. They're like, we're going. My daughter wants to start doing it. We're going to Ottawa next week.
The NHL. The NHL was Little Lead 10% of all these tickets.
Yeah, they gotta reach out to me. I'm looking forward to the cease and desist in the mail, and then the licensing right after that. So, well, shout out to Allie. She's gotten me a ton of sales on TikTok, and I got another one today or last night finalized or whatever. So yeah, man, I sent one out to Vegas. I don't know. I hope they got it. I sent that out before I left for Florida. So.
Allie could have took it with her.
I got mine, and unfortunately I received it on the day that after the live stream Cody was put down. So I didn't do any kind of special video or anything, but I got some pictures I'm going to send you. Patrick's obsessed with it. He wants to eat all the little pieces though. So
you better keep those in that bag.
He can't really touch them because they go right to the mouth. But
like the addition of the little canvas bag.
Yeah, with the little Ed's workshop there, little drawstring on top is beautiful. It came out so good. It came out really good. Yeah, you deserve to sell those, dude. I hope you sell because they're awesome. And honestly, I was telling you, you could do any sport with that. You know, you can do MLS, you can do MLB, you could do NBA, NFL, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And you can really do it. Those maps are a big. I'm obsessed with them. You know, we got the map of the world thing with the pins. I got the scratch off. Coach, you got me the scratch off or the sticker of the national parks? I don't remember.
I'm not sure what it was.
All different kinds of themes that you can do with those maps, and the quality is unbelievable.
I have every sport. I just haven't looked at the other sports because, like the NHL one, I had to fix a little bit because I bought the file probably last year, the year before, and then whoever made the file was probably who knows how long before that because the Coyotes were still in like their original arena, like the Panthers were in their arena. Like there was a bunch of stuff I had to fix, so I'm gonna have to look at the MLS one and see like what's going on there because who the hell knows? I have no idea. So we'll have to figure that one out. The NBA one's probably a mess, you know. So those files are probably a little outdated, but I do have all the files. And then speaking of the national parks one, there's one for that too, where the little pieces are trees.
Yeah, that's what the stickers are. They're little trees with numbers, right?
I have that one too, but we'll have to expand it little by little.
And they got little numbers on them, and then there's like a key on the bottom, like one, you know, Smoky Mountain National Park, whatever.
And I'm gonna need
maybe you'll get lucky, and I'll get you for the Rangers at Secret Santa.
I just want all the maps. Feel when I opened it, she's like, "Wow, that's amazing!" And she's like, "Where are you gonna put that?" I was like, "In the."
What do you mean? Look at all the dead space behind you.
What does that even mean? Where am I going to put it?
Because I haven't hung anything on the walls yet. I have all my things framed and nothing on the wall because I haven't designed the room. That's the reality.
I don't have any space.
This is what you do. This is what you do. You take a picture of put everything out on the floor. You take a picture of everything out on the floor. You take a picture of your wall, and you put both into ChatGPT, and she'll design the wall for you.
Really?
Yes. Lindsay does it all the time.
That's a great idea. I will do that.
Or she'll take a picture of like the corner of our living room or something, and she'll be like, redesign this for me or something, and she'll put the shelves and all about whatever. Like,
oh, I don't want to tell my wife that.
Oh, that's great. So anyway, she's like, we're gonna put that. I was like, I don't know, but I gotta try to convince them to make a national park one. She goes, don't you have one of those? I was like, yeah, I do. But this is
well, you gotta make a deal with her. I'll throw the old one out if I get the new one.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you won't, so
I could maybe do that.
But you won't throw it out, so that's that.
Throwing them out has become putting them on top of the shelves in the garage all the way in the back where she'll never know that I still have it.
Places she'll never go.
Anyway.
Or the places she can't reach.
Anyway, Mark, we're not here to talk about all my stuff and my walls. So show us something cool, man.
For the shop.
No, I know.
Rangers Ed family, dare I ask how we're feeling today?
Love the clip.
What the hell? Jesus.
That's the Mark Babbage
bobblehead. The way he moves like this. Yeah, it's like it looks like one of those Russian nesting dolls.
I'm gonna need a bobblehead.
Like a Funko Pop.
You could do them. You could make a custom bobblehead. I made one for Coach.
I'm gonna have to bring my bobblehead on next episode that Cousin Ed got me.
Yeah.
So contrary to popular belief, I don't have a Hemlosh jersey yet. I didn't buy it yet. So maybe with that one, we'll see if the curse actually works. However, we are in episode 149. I reversed the numbers to make this one pretty cool. So what I did for show and tell today is our boy Gabe Perrault.
Unbelievable.
Yep. This is a good one.
So what are you going to do for episode 94 now?
I'm just going to have to get another Gabe jersey.
Plenty you could do. You do it 94 with the Rangers, Coach.
Yes.
He can get creative with 94.
I went with 94, obviously, because the switch 94, 49. But a lot of my stuff has meaning to it, personal meaning. And this jersey was worn by Gabe last year. It was set 3 when he was brought up for the last couple of games of the season. And I wore it. He wore it when I went away to Florida for my good buddy's birthday. So it was available. Nobody had bought it originally. And then I purchased it in the summer. So I do have a Gabe Perrault worn jersey. I guess it's considered his rookie. You know,
one of his rookie jerseys. Dare I ask?
No.
Where the hell did you buy that? And was that thing like $10,000 or something?
Send me the link.
No, it wasn't $10,000.
Exactly. Where did you buy it? Number one.
How much they were. I asked him multiple questions, and he refuses to give you a number.
So, how it works?
He just says, I have wasn't that much. It wasn't Coach, that bad.
You know why? Because he went on the dark web, and he found the guy who has access to the Rangers locker room, and the guy went in and snatched the jersey and sold it to him for like $200. So you can't say
like the Tom Brady jersey, that got taken out of the locker. No,
is that what happened?
Not. You know, yeah, there's a story about Tom Brady's jersey getting stolen. Yeah,
I did not know that. I just completely made up that entire.
I want to say right after.
I didn't know that actually happened.
Don't implicate me in anything.
No.
So back to the jersey while we're here.
So, you know, if you want to buy jerseys, obviously the Rangers have their jerseys exclusively through Fanatics. So you would have a representative. You get in touch with Fanatics. You could usually go to at the Garden. There's a little booth outside 120. If you start talking to any of the people that are there, they could probably steer you the right way. And if you want game worn stuff, you could actually they'll steer you into like when they're available. You know, jerseys come in sets 1, 2, and 3. usually in the last couple of years. The jerseys from the Centennial night, opening night, they come in sets. So, but that was Gabe's jersey from set 3 of last year. So I thought it was pretty cool because it was 94. It had the same numbers, 149, 194, same difference. So
yeah. That's I never really. I feel like maybe, but I didn't mentally peg like how confident you must be to wear 94 as a Ranger. Like, he's got to know the meaning of that number to Ranger fans and to pull that number. I mean,
it's about what did his father wear? Does PJ?
I was about to say that he wore it. It's an honor to his dad who wore 94 in the NHL, Yannick Perreault.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I figured it was. I didn't know for sure, but I knew PJ would know. So I'm almost. Yeah. It's obviously a really cool jersey to have in the collection, and hopefully there'll be a lot more Gabe Perreault stuff that's available down the road because we're hoping for him to be a superstar, and we hit finally one of them.
We'll see. We'll see. Did you see Mark? Did you see what was it? Quinn, what he said about Perreault going down? His quote.
I read. I was in Puerto Rico when he said it. I halfway read it, and I sort of just kept scrolling because I wasn't.
He said it's a man's game.
It's a man's game. Something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we got that on the ticker. Why don't we just skip ahead to what's that? The third topic there.
Yeah, skip
talk about him now.
Yeah. So Gabe Perreault comes up. Debuts this season, and it's Coach Ed, of course.
It's not my phone.
It's Mark. All right. So anyway, Perreault comes up, makes a couple, nice plays, gets a nice assist on that laugh goal. How many games did he play when he was up? 3, I think. So right back down for Scott Morrow. I mean, what are our thoughts here on the comments by Quinn and assuming, even though Sullivan wasn't there to take the questions, that they're all on the same page about this? Let's start with Coach. Since you are a coach, I already know what you're going to say, but what are your thoughts on Perreault coming up, getting a taste, and going back down in the comments by the coaching staff?
Well, first of all, I want to hear the whole quote, not just those few words. What was the question? And then what happened? What did he say after?
I have it.
Not just it's a man's game, because it had to be more to it than that. I mean, I thought he did good. I mean, he had a lot of nice plays, but he wasn't dominant out there or, that noticeable. In a few games I said, is he even playing? I think when we were in the chat, I thought maybe he was sitting. And so, he did okay. I wouldn't say he was a difference maker, for the 3 games. But what was the quote? Let me hear the whole thing. I didn't hear the press conference.
Yep. So he said, when you play, quote, when you play on the top 2 lines, you play against everybody's top D pairings and you play against everybody's best players. And that can get a little overwhelming for you physically and with the pace. We just felt this was part of the growing process and the development process for him, giving him an opportunity to come here and play meaningful games. Now he's going back down. I'm sure this experience will be beneficial for his development, end quote. So it probably sounds like he's not going to be coming up anytime soon.
All right, so that's a legitimate quote to me. I mean, I don't see that.
That's not the quote I was talking about. That's not the
that
quote.
Wasn't the quote. He said something about it being a man's league. I read it and I kept scrolling.
It's a man's game. I can't remember the full quote, Coach, but PJ pulled the wrong quote.
Like I just said, I mean, I don't think he's going to put the guy down. I don't know the quote, so I can't comment on it. I didn't see the whole interview. But like I said, I thought he did well. I don't think he was a difference maker.
Yeah, I will say that I did kind of not call this, but this is what I said when he did come out flying in the first game, and
I got the quote.
Go ahead.
This isn't an easy league. He's got an awful lot of talent, and he's got a bright future in this league. But this is a man's league.
Okay,
that's the quote.
I think that's a legitimate criticism and quote. I don't think that's a bad thing. He's got to, he's going to learn from it. So,
but what does that tell you? What does that tell you as the listener? The reason he went down?
He got manhandled a little bit.
Yeah. He's small. He's got to put on some size, etc.
Right. Okay.
He definitely could have said it in a different manner, I suppose. But I mean, it's the same way like a lot of analysts say this isn't a developmental league. I mean, yes, right off the bat, he came out flying. He provided some offense. But then once the game settles in around you and you start to get in the thick of things a little bit, then he could have been a little bit of a deer in headlights. He was also battling an injury right before he got called up. So he might have got bumped a little bit and they didn't want to say that or whatever. Who knows? Like, yeah, it's just, like I said it. What?
I said it. No, finish, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I'm sort of happy that they didn't dump him on the third or fourth line. He played top line minutes. He played.
Yeah.
So,
PJ's quote said it good too. Like, he got the experience they think he needed. And, go ahead, finish. Sorry.
No,
he seems like the type of player that is not going to go pout about it. He's going to learn from it, and he's going to push himself, and he's going to work on what he needs to work on, maybe put on a few pounds and whatever he needs to do. That's how I see him.
He worked really hard. He worked really hard in the offseason to put on some muscle, so I don't see that stop. He'll continue to do that for sure. And look, here's the thing. Here's the thing, with Perreault. We talked about him earlier in the year when he was sent down to Hartford. I think this podcast has universally agreed, much to the disdain of some of our listeners who don't agree, that he should have been in Hartford, right, to start the year and kind of let him cook. And we weren't in any rush to call him up. And then he just got called up out of nowhere. So I think once he got called up, last week. Yeah, once he got called up, we were like, okay, let's see what we got. And I was kind of hoping he would stay, but I'm not surprised he went back down. And I don't like that it's a man's league comment, because I think that's old school dinosaur mentality, and that's not the way I think about things. But it is a man's league, right? I mean, it is in reality. I just think that
you're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not contradicting myself. But no? I don't like the mentality, because it implies he's not a man, because he's not some archetype of a player that he needs to be in order to break through into the league. Martin St. Louis was a man, but he broke through, right? Like Matt Zuccarello broke through. They weren't huge players. Like, you don't have to be a bruiser or like take a pounding to make it in the NHL. Patrick Kane is not a bruiser. He played at 21 years old.
I mean, St. Louis came up in a much different era. So yeah, he had to be a man to play in that league.
I'm just saying it's a stupid comment. Like, I get what you're saying, but it's just
you just don't like David Quinn, so that's the bottom. Yeah, that's the end of that story. Whatever.
I don't like the comment. I don't mind him going down.
You don't like David Quinn either, so
I don't like David Quinn. No, but I don't mind Perreault going down. But just to finish my thought, I think it's important that the players, as they develop, are given a taste of the NHL and then go back to Hartford a couple of times. I think that's actually a good strategy. Like, just being up and practicing with the team and not even playing, I think it has value the more I think about it, because they see the pace and they see the vibe and they kind of integrate with the room a little, maybe 2 or 3 days, 4 days a week. And then they go back down and, okay, now take what you've learned here in this week and go get yourself ready to be at that level. I think that has value. So I don't think we should be upset about Perreault going down. I think what he did is valuable to his development. I do agree with that. So I don't disagree, but I hate the man's game comment.
I will say this. I don't like that he was sent back down for Scott Morrow to come back up just to get healthy scratched.
But that was just to troll PJ. They did that. They did that just to troll PJ. They saw the pod and they were like, "Oh man,
what are you talking about?" Morrow played.
Morrow played one game. He played one game, and then he got healthy scratched.
All right, so he didn't. I mean, you want to get on the Morrow subject now, or
no? Mark, you skipped something. You skipped something on that timeline. Morrow played one game. Mark ordered the game-worn jersey. Then he got healthy scratched.
PJ, you got to pop in. Oh, so Mark's got the jersey curse. PJ's got to pop into the Morrow.
Actually, I bought a Morrow puck. I got his preseason goal against the Devils.
Yeah, you showed that off on the live stream last week.
Yeah,
but he wore the Centennial, right?
Say that
again.
He
played in the game against Detroit where they wore the Centennial.
Correct.
My question
about Oscar can make me the Morrow Centennial, because he's actually. And it won't be like,
I can't have you having a Morrow and ruining his career.
Wait, before we get on the Morrow subject, my question to everybody is, again, like I said to you last year, if you want Perreault on the team, who are you getting rid of in the top 6?
Well, that was the whole problem, right? They had to send him down because of cap space. They couldn't get rid of anybody else. And I mean, you take a look at Johnny Brodzinski.
What do you mean
Johnny
getting
Brodzinski
rid of?
playing top line minutes last night?
What do you mean getting rid of? I don't understand that.
Well, who are you going to move out of the top 6? Who are you going to move out?
You can move Cooley to the third line.
Now you're going to move Cooley. In the beginning of the year, everybody's saying Cooley should get power play time and top 6 minutes. Now it's move Cooley back to the third line.
Yeah, that's insane. Every fan across the board wanted Cooley in the top 6. Now we
everybody.
It's not about whether you want him.
Can we just hold on? You need players like Cooley in the top 6. You do not need another Panarin or another highly offensive player in the top 6 right now.
Wait, what? If anything, they lack that kind of a
top 6. You don't need another just offensive style player like Panarin in the top 6, which is what Perreault is right now, or what his abilities are in the NHL in the man's league.
Correct.
I don't know about that, but we can agree to disagree without making this a 4-hour episode and arguing. But
what I'm saying is Perreault and Cooley are not interchangeable. That style of player is obviously what they want in the top 6. They're not need to. That doesn't come in and out. If Panarin gets hurt, God forbid, knock on wood, then you slot somebody in like Perreault. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm sorry I didn't say it properly. But you don't interchange that style of player because it changes the whole dynamic of the team, really.
I just think the Rangers lack elite talent.
Bingo.
I just think they lack elite talent right now, and their elite talent is not performing. So they have some guys who could be elite, and they're not scoring.
The second thing you said is what's true. They're not lacking the elite talent. They're lacking the production of the elite talent.
There's two issues, right?
Everyone loves all these players, and then as soon as they go a little bit downhill and don't produce, it's like the world is collapsing.
Well, it's more than a little bit.
That's the New York Ranger fandom. We've been living that our whole entire life.
I get the
it's a little bit more than it's more than just a little bit downhill. Where are the Rangers ranking goals per game right now? They've been shut out 5 times at home.
Near the bottom.
I mean, the team doesn't score goals, so it's either the top 6 is.
We lost it.
Yep.
Sorry, I think I cut out for a second. Yeah. The bottom 6 doesn't have enough length to put the puck in the net, right? There's not enough there. You put a guy like Cooley in the bottom 6.
That was my argument with Cooley in the bottom 6 because he's better than a lot of third liners, so he can dominate more there. That's what he did last year, and he thrived.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so I don't know. It's just different philosophies. Sorry, I cut out a bunch of times. You guys laughing at me or something?
No. I'm laughing at Coach Ed's reactions.
So my question on Perreault before we get into Morrow was for you guys was I understand why they had to send him down because they needed a spare D and he was the only waiver exempt player. Yeah. But despite him, Quinn or Sullivan not trusting him for a couple games there, wouldn't we have liked him to at least get like a few weeks? Because with his hockey IQ and brain, I feel like if you give him a few weeks and more games, he could adjust and get hot. You never know. I feel like he didn't really get his feet wet enough. Like he got 9 minutes, 2 games. I just feel like if he got more of a run, he could have really learned quick. I don't know.
Somebody needs to do something because
what if he didn't learn and they lose multiple games, and now people are saying, why is Morrow in there? But it's not a question of giving him 9 or 10 games to learn when they're struggling to get into the situation they want to get in. Well, he's not going to be a savior.
No, I was talking about Perreault, but they did win all 3 games he was in. I mean, it's not like he was hurting them. Maybe
and then he lost, and then they lost the 2 after he got sent down.
Right. I don't know. It could go either way. That's what I was worried about, and what I said on the pod the other week is you don't want to kill his confidence because now you have to almost rebuild it a little bit. We would have rather him cook and then call him up when he's never going to go down again.
I think he went right back down, and they won a game in overtime, didn't they? Brett Berard scored a couple goals, and then the captain won the game in overtime. I think he played that game.
He did. It was like an 11 a.m. game.
He also won the AHL Player of the Week right before he got called up.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't think his confidence is going to be easily broken. He seems like one of those kids that's going to be able to learn go back down, do what he was doing, and come back up again. And hopefully that's the case.
Yeah,
I hope so. It looks like when Othman and Berard got sent down after camp, though, it really affected them. Berard didn't score for the first 14 games, and Othman still has not scored down there. So I just feel like that they kind of took it the wrong way, maybe. So hopefully,
without watching the game, just to make a comment because they didn't score doesn't mean they're not playing well.
I follow some people who cover the Wolfpack, and multiple people have said Berard is really.
So now you read articles about the Wolfpack also.
You have to. You got to stay informed on these guys.
All he does is consume hockey articles all day, like Tic Tacs. Like
just eats them up.
Sticks.
Wow.
But the
PJ read more articles in 1 week than I read in my life.
I believe that.
100%.
I don't read.
I'm not
read books, so I read articles. That's
maybe one day.
Yeah, it's possible. So, look, I think that's concerning. You know, guys like Othman and Berard.
PJ's article consumption, or
both concern me. But Berard in particular, that concerns me. You know, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who would sulk or anything like that. Maybe he's just struggling. You know, who knows? Doesn't have anything to do with a bad attitude necessarily, right? I mean,
wait, put that quote back up. I missed it.
Urshan's giving me crap about the Swamp Rabbits prospect.
Unbelievable.
Actually, not the Swamp Rabbits, but the Bloomington Bison. That's where Callum Tung was playing. He just got called up to Hartford, and he won his first AHL game ever on Tuesday.
Wow.
Played really well, apparently.
Interesting.
See that?
So, Boxing Fan on YouTube, Boxing Fan made a question here, Coach. Not on our ticker, but I think it's worth mentioning. I still don't understand why Sherry is in the lineup. The guy has no goals.
I can't. I might
a lot of people.
It's everywhere. It was on like a voicemail on Johnny Lazar's new podcast.
People cannot stand the fact that he's in the lineup.
Like Coach Ed just said, he's doing all the things but scoring, though. He's setting guys up. I mean, he's skating.
I think he's playing well.
Listen, if we're sitting here on this podcast talking about Connor Sherry, we got way bigger problems, and we do. To be completely,
people are afraid to admit the bigger problems. It's not.
I know. I was on Taylor Radish's ass for a long time, but he's not the problem. Connor Sherry's not the problem. The top six is just not doing their job.
Yes,
they're not producing.
Coach Ed, try to explain this from a coaching perspective, please. Like, kind of like what you were saying in the recent episodes of, like, you got to try to watch him when he doesn't have the puck.
First, I got to revive myself and get the AED because I'm just Coach,
wait, hold on. Coach, just be happy that you don't have to deal with the DMs on Instagram.
Oh,
I mean, I'm really grateful that
I can't even deal with the group chat during the game.
I'm so grateful that our following is growing. We've had like 300 new followers since the season even started, but now the DMs are just endless. I'm just like, oh my God, why is Shearing in the lineup? Why about like it's just like I can't. So please, Coach, let's hear it. So PJ can clip this and we can post it. Why is Shearing in the lineup? Or Sherry, sorry. Shout out to Kenny Albert.
Sherry's in the lineup, and I'm surprised our boy Chris doesn't understand it that much because he's a pretty high-level hockey player. First of all, he's probably a great locker room guy and a great teammate. Second of all, you need those guys that are going to create a spark on the third and fourth line. Do I think he should be in the top six? I disagree with that, the comment that was just made on the post. But I think he's a very good third, fourth line player. Penalty kill. The penalty kill's not going good right now, so I guess I'm going to slap myself in the face with that one. But I think I'm trying to think of the word. You just need that grit in the team. You know, you need that grit. He's a Brian Berard or Brett Berard with experience.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not putting the puck in the net, but like Cousin had said before, whoever said it, Mark, he's causing situations where the forechecking is able to get the puck, and let's say he's getting it unassisted assists. in a game. Yeah. And again, watch the guy without the puck. Watch him without the puck. Watch what he's doing on the ice. Watch his back checking. Watch his whole game. PJ, what's his plus minus? Hopefully I'm not wrong on this one. I guess I should have looked first.
To go back a couple weeks.
Plus minus doesn't matter.
To go back,
I just like to know his plus minus.
He's a coach.
Yeah, so that's a good sign. He's not, he's not making it. He's not, like Mark said, this isn't our problem. We need a guy like Sherry in the lineup come playoff time. We need guys like that. That's not our problem. So
you guys like that in the locker room.
Let's get off the subject. We need players that are going to go in, battle, hit hard, go in corners, back check. We need all that. That's a known thing.
Not how JT played last night, right?
I mean, I only saw the first period. I thought it was an exciting game, but JT, he's either a little hurt or something's going on. I don't know. I mean, I'd like an answer on that.
That was
his body language isn't showing me much. I got to be honest. I love him, but
I mean, you guys are a little bit all over the place, though. I mean, like you're saying, Perot. We don't need offensive guys. We need guys like Cooley. And then I'm just a little bit confused. Like the team has to score goals. Like I agree with you guys on Sherry totally that he's fine. I like his game a lot. I think he contributes in his role. I think that's what you're trying to say, Coach. Like everyone has a role. You don't need 12 Panarins on offense. That's not going to work. You got to have a guy like Sherry who can create havoc, forecheck. Like I totally am on board with everything you just said. But you also have to score goals. Like somebody's got to score, so it's like,
all right, well, that's not his problem.
Right. I think that point I agree with. Like we can't be complaining he has no goals. He'll score 5 to 10 goals. That's what he's going to get this year. It's not,
that's his expected scoring.
And that's it. And we can't expect more than that, nor should we. And that's fine, is your point, right? I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does all the intangibles.
I went to the Ranger-Islander game a couple weeks ago. They lost 3-0. He was the most noticeable player for the Rangers.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's just not talented enough to score goals.
He doesn't have to be like Coach Ed just said. I mean, I tried to stick it in there too, where you need players like that in the locker room, especially a locker room like this that's very fragile. He's been there. He's won the cups. I know it's kind of a long time ago, but that mentality doesn't leave you. You need players like that. So what do you want to get rid of him and call up a player like Perot who has zero experience and expect him to dominate this regular season and go on a playoff run? Like, come on, Rangers town. We're living in fantasy land. Let's move on.
He's 5'8", by the way, for those wondering. I don't know if that's enough for a man's league, if that's big enough. But
like I said, won cups. He's been there, so obviously he's got what it takes. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
What's his contract? What's his contract?
League minimum.
Okay. What are we even talking about here? We're talking about a league minimum veteran who has cups. Move on. Yeah. It's not like a Barclay Goodrow who's making $6 million.
I agree with that.
Like Mark I agree with that. Like Mark said before, this is even a subject on the show is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's not the problem. Let's talk about the guys who are the problem that are on the ticker. We skipped Mika. So Zibanejad.
He hasn't been the problem.
I think he's playing awesome.
He's playing amazing.
He's the only one scoring.
He's played in probably 2 years. He's not putting the puck in the net, which obviously we want him to do, but he's playing the best hockey he's played in at least 2 years.
He's scoring. He's got 7 goals, he's got something.
Maybe not at the pace he was 2 years ago. I don't know. Maybe we could look back on that.
He's on pace for, I think, 25, 30 goals, a decent pace.
We have only 2 regulation goals in the last two regulation goals in the last 2 games, right? And he scored both of them on power plays.
Yeah.
Was that before was that before last night?
Before last night. Yeah, before last night. So I think his 200-foot game has been good. He's hitting, like I said last episode. He's up in hits. Last year he had 44 hits the whole year. He's over 30 this season already. You're not expecting him to be a guy who's Rempe with throwing hits, but he should just exist himself into like 60, 70 hits in a season. Like,
let me explain to you Zibby this year in a nutshell, because I have him as the player of the week. I saw him multiple times in games in the last week, diving to chip the puck to the defenseman, diving to keep it in the zone, making an incredible effort that he didn't come near doing last year. So whatever that talk Sullivan had with him, or whatever woke him up, he's just playing like a hockey player. He's not killing guys, but he's finishing little checks. He's making defensemen make a decision. He's doing all the things right. He's leaving the bumper in the power play to support the puck. He's getting down low after that. He's tapping in rebounds. He's not getting all one-timer goals. He's getting dirty area goals sometimes. He's playing a penalty kill. He's playing a power play. He's playing a complete game. So he's not our problem. He's got 7 goals. Would it be nice if he had 12 goals? There's not many guys in the league that have that many goals. We're not talking about everybody's got 20 goals and he's only got 7. He's right up there in the top. What's that?
That's the thing, Coach. That's what I was going to say. When the Rangers have played about a quarter of the year, and I'm a guy who looks at projections. I always look at that because I want to see, is this guy playing up to his career statistical levels, right? So I look at Zibanejad, quarter of the year, he's got 7 goals. 25, 30 goals. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit below. But we're talking at this point, that would be like 1 more goal, right? Like if he had 8 goals, he'd be over 30 on a pace, right? So it's like 1, 2 more of those go in during this time, and the pace looks so different. So we can't be a cousin Ed here and just panic every time a guy goes.
You also have to look at, again, like I said with Cherry, he's got 7, but how many is he helping get also? Not only in assists, but on the ice. And when you have a player that can kill penalties like he does, he had a few breakaways on Little Ed's prediction. He had that breakaway the other night that he missed on the shorty. He's a couple of shots away from having 10 goals, 10, 12 goals. And he's putting in big time minutes against big time players. Think about the year he had. What did he have? Almost 40 that one year? He had 5 in one game. So take that game away. He wasn't like this phenomenal scorer. He was a dynamic player where he put pucks in the net. But he's not this 40-goal scorer that we should expect 40 every year. We should expect that 70 to 80 points. Yes.
Hold on. I don't think you're right about that. You're going to be shocked when I tell you this. That year, he had 41 goals with the 5-goal game. He did that in 57 games because of COVID short.
And that's what I was going to say, too, when you were talking.
That's like a 60, 70-goal pace that he had.
But you yourself know he's a streaky goal scorer.
Yeah.
He's not a consistent goal scorer. He's streaky, so he can go on after Christmas. He could get 10 goals in 8 games. So it's all about the long run. It's all about the long haul, not just,
we could only hope because God knows we need it.
Want to project it, but he's capable of getting 20 and 30 games.
Yeah. Well,
but as long as he's playing the game right, he's not our prop. To me, he's not our problem either. Who I'm going to say is our problem.
Zib's been one of our strongest players the entire season. End of story.
And shout out to Old Country Tile. We got to bring milestone moments back. He's 6th all time in points for Rangers.
He's getting up there in power play goals too.
We just had 600 points, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 600 points for Zib. So maybe next week I'll add it to my list to make the milestone moment template for this season.
Yeah, we kind of abandoned that, and I want to bring that back. Good reminder there.
Wasn't intentional.
No, it wasn't. But all right, Mark, tell everyone where they could find you. Plug yourself. Show us a little Zibby thing that's around you that you can reach with your hands, and then
I'm plugged in here, so I'm not going to be able to reach anything. But he's in the closet with I have a beautiful Zibby jersey. It's his. The one with the New York across, the navy blue Reebok.
So I thought for a second you actually had Zibanejad in the closet there or something.
Hold on, let me get him out here, guys.
I was a little concerned. Yeah, he's in the closet.
He's got a mannequin.
You guys know where to find me. The Blue Line Blue shirts on Instagram. I also make sure to have a morning mood a couple times a week. Hope everybody's enjoying that. I'll try to get you one from tomorrow morning, or definitely get you one from Utah. But love being on the show with you guys. I love that you have me, and I'll keep on keeping on.
Shout out to your squad in Puerto Rico. That morning mood was great. So
you know what? Cool. I figured that would lighten the mood up after a good win to a bad loss, and I thought that would lighten the mood. Everyone. Your morning
mood's always lighten the mood. You get a lot of comments, a lot of interactions over there from our fans. So great job, buddy.
So let's go Rangers, and let's go Rangers, Ed.
Good job, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for joining us.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
Love you too, buddy.
Later, man. Yeah, so Zibanejad, guys.
Mark's comment right there. Can we talk about that for a second? He said after a couple of big wins and a bad loss. To me, a bad loss. Look, I understand everybody's mindset where they're right around 500. To me, a bad loss is 5-1, like the Islander game. To me, it was a 3-0 loss. I know it was 5-0. It wasn't horrible. Am I happy they lost to the Islanders? I thought they played hard. But to me, a bad loss is going in and getting blown out 7-1 to Detroit. You're like, what the hell just happened? But the game was an exciting game. You know, Talbot played a good game. They had a lot of scoring chances. I don't know the stats of goals above expected and whatnot, but to me, that wasn't a bad loss. They should have. I think they should have won.
Quick stood on his head, kind of kept him in it. So,
well, yeah, you're looking at the game on his head for sure. You're looking at the game in a vacuum in that sense. I agree with what you're saying. The game itself wasn't a bad loss. It was a well-played game by both teams, and the Rangers came up short. But in the scheme of the schedule and the standings, it becomes a bad loss because you're going on the road against Vegas, Colorado, Utah, teams that are killing it, and you're struggling at home. You know, you got to get a win at home. So like the timing of the loss, not good, right? So that is one they had to come through and win. And that's why people are saying it's a bad loss. The game itself was well played, though. I agree with you. I don't think it was bad game. It easily could have been 2-1 Rangers, right?
You also got to remember, again, statistics from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing on the radio. I don't have all this knowledge that access to these reports. The whole league is like mediocre, not mediocre, but Colorado's losing to teams that they're the best team, but they're losing games that they shouldn't be losing. The whole league is a tough league. I keep saying it. Everybody thinks, look at Buffalo. Buffalo clawed their way back into a little bit of a contention where they're not an easy team. You know, everybody's competitive.
Coach, the Eastern Conferences, the West, not so much. So in the East, in the West, there's teams that are falling behind too much. Colorado is 13-1-5. So when you say they're losing to teams, maybe in overtime they lost a couple of games, but 13-1-5 on the year. But in the East, so the Rangers right now, I know PJ is going to tell me they played more games than everybody, but they have 22 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 teams with 22 points, 2 with 21 points, 2 with 20, 3 with 24. And 1 with 23. So, I mean, we're talking 10 teams within 2 or 3 points of each other, you know? So
I know the Islanders run a hot streak, and it's upsetting to me for sure, but they can go on a 10-game losing streak. You know, they're not this phenomenal team. Right now they're in a groove.
Pittsburgh, too. I mean, I'm looking at these teams. These are all middling teams, Coach, in the East. You know, I was watching a game the other night. I forgot who the Devils were playing. It wasn't the last game where Tampa beat them, as the other one. And they're like, the top team in the East, the Devils. And I had to actually go to the standings and be like, are the Devils really in first place right now? Like, how bad is the East?
What are their points?
27. They have 5 more points than the Rangers.
That's right there. I mean,
but 3 games played, though. I mean, that's my problem. And
I struggle to explain it. It's only 2 more games. It's not like they played 5 more games. It's 2 more games, and you got to win those games.
I know, but if you look at behind the Rangers right now, like the Capitals are winning tonight. If all the teams behind the Rangers just win one, the Rangers drop all the way to the bottom. So
if the Rangers win a couple and they lose, then they're back up.
Well, that's my March. That was my whole concern in the text is I don't want it to spiral because I'm still PTSD from last year because all of a sudden you lose 2 games. And if you lose to Colorado, that's 3. Utah is a tough game too. All of a sudden you're down 4 in a row coming to MSG. And we know how we called this episode Madison Scared Garden for a reason. It could spiral quick. They have a lot of tough games coming up. So that's my concern. You don't want to dig yourself a hole now and then all of a sudden they have no room for error the rest of the year. And that's where I'm concerned with.
And how are the Devils going to win those 2 games in hand without Jackie baby again?
What happened to Jack Hughes, guys?
Dude, shout out to my buddy Silly, my dentist. He was on the rivalry tour in the early days of the rivalry tour as our Devils rep. I owed him a few bucks from when we went to the casino trip that I forgot about. So I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I sent you what I owed. I sent you $100 of what I owed you. How about we throw the other 100 on the rest of the season? For the Devils Rangers, who finishes ahead? And he goes, yeah, no problem. I already took out the insurance policy on Jack's shoulder. The next day or maybe 2 days or something, we get the news that he cuts his hand. I was like, you can't make this up. You can't make it up.
Yeah, apparently Friedman said that he won't report on what actually he heard because he can't verify it. But he hinted that there was some kind of like joking around going on at dinner and it resulted in an injury. And
apparently,
and the Devils initially feared he was out for the season.
Yeah, apparently it was pretty bad.
He must have cut a tendon or something.
Yeah,
he was probably going like this with the knife.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
See the Ted clip on Instagram.
The Family Guy one?
No, the Ted.
Oh,
Ted one, when they're playing that game at the party. He goes, why'd you trust me? No, but I was listening to Chicklets today on the airplane, and apparently it was a fluke accident. There was not much clowning around going on, but I don't know, man. You can't how do you cut your hand that bad at a team dinner without something going on? Like
crazy.
I'm speculating, but you could tell he's kind of like a jokester. He doesn't really he carries that persona of not really giving a shit.
Yeah.
You gotta assume the worst in these situations. It's not just a fluke accident. There's a reason why these accidents follow this guy around. He's posting Instagram videos of him wakeboarding and all this stuff. Come on.
I don't know. I go to Peter Luger's or something. They cut the steak for you. If you're doing that good and you're going
apparently he leaned on a glass on the table. That's what the story is.
Oh, so it wasn't a knife?
Apparently not. But.
Coach, they brought up on 32 Thoughts. It's funny. Little Ed listens to Chicklets, and I listen to 32 Thoughts. That is not
affected.
Can we just say that is just on point for us? If that describes us. So anyway.
Well, it's a podcast of people who actually played the game versus someone who has never tied up the pair of skates. So.
No, it's people who've played, and then the other one is people who have inside information. It's a little different. But so the other one
never laced up the skates.
Well, he might have. I don't know his history, but so anyway, he was talking about how in 92, 93, Leach got hurt in an off-ice accident. And
I know what happened in that. I know someone
who slipped on ice or something. Yeah, he slipped on ice was what the Rangers released. And then he was there was a lot of speculation that something else happened and there was foul play involved. And, but it wasn't in the social media era. So he's now, so it just kind of got swept under the rug. And he's nowadays, you can't sweep. If there was foul play, they'll find out. You're going to know if it was foul play.
Somebody's going to leak it.
So what happened with Leach? We're way off the rails, but I don't care. What happened with Leach?
Leach was known to like his beer. And he got out of a taxi cab, pissed drunk, and tripped on the curb.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, that's tough. But hey, he's in the Hall of Fame, right? So must have worked. Let's talk JT Miller, boys. We got to talk a little bit more about JT. I know we mentioned earlier, Coach, you were saying something's wrong. He looks injured, whatever. I mean, PJ sent the clip in the chat. Brutal. That was one of the laziest things I've ever seen. What
I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe my eyes.
what the hell? Like, I mean, for those of you that didn't see it, he loses the puck on the boards. Guy cuts to the middle of the ice in the defensive zone, and he just kind of stands up straight and glides around. And
not to make an excuse, but at the end of the shift, I mean, honestly, like, was he that exhausted? Still not an excuse, but like, there's got to be something where he just didn't just give up on the play like that.
I don't. Yeah, that's my question. That's my question was going to be. Again, I didn't see the game. I only saw the first period, and I saw the clip. But how long was he out there for?
He was out there for over a minute. So obviously, it's not good. I mean and there's other things like the pass should have never got through 3 people. Igor's got to stop that puck. But it's just after last year to see that was disheartening.
Well, also, if you actually if you do watch the clip, and was my first thought, but you can't sometimes when you see these things, it's hard to explain it, but I'm going to try to now. If you actually watch the clip and how gassed he was, he still followed the path of what his responsibilities are as a center in the defensive zone. He went to the high slot. If somebody was there, he probably would have stood next to him and covered him there. There was nobody there. And like PJ said, the other 2 guys or the other guys on the ice got to step up and make the play. And Igor's got to stop it. Quick was standing on his head against Detroit. The Rangers could have got blown out that game. Quick's got to make some saves.
But I get it.
I get it too. Listen, it's a horrible look, but you got to try to look at it where, like I said, he was gassed and he still followed the path of where he should have been on the ice, his responsibilities.
That's the kind of thing.
He didn't trace that guy down, whatever.
That's the kind of thing that you can let go one time, right? As a fan, I can let go of that one time. I'm not going to bury him for that. However, I will say if that were Panarin or Mika, you guys would be throwing the microphone across the room right now saying how lazy it is. And so, I mean, it's a little bit kind of.
That was going to just be my next point. Panarin does that all game.
No, not like that.
Whether it's at the end of the shift or not.
Panarin gives up on a lot of plays, a lot.
I know, but that was good bad.
Plays. He gives up on a lot of plays, and he relies on the defense to make the play and then dish it up to him. Don't tell me.
If your only response to what I said is Panarin does that all game, then why isn't that all over social media like that Miller clip was? Why aren't people supposed to every night?
Because Panarin didn't come in with the no BS attitude, whatever, blah blah blah. He's not that style of player. So
I mean, I've seen Panarin do it, but I wouldn't say he does it all game.
And the world is falling again. JT Miller's not producing at the rate we wanted him to produce. Oh my God, it's crazy. Like it's just you guys could see how my attitude is going into this show, the negativity and like the shit that I have to deal with in DMs and how this team is playing. It's just mind-boggling because you actually
it's hard not to be negative.
You actually watch the game and like Coach Ed, I'm making a shirt. Watch the players without the puck. Watch what JT Miller's doing. Go with Trocheck's quote. Number 8 is doing all the little things.
Yeah.
He happened to have not one bit shift, but I'm saying that shift they scored the goal, and that was the key. Everybody's watching it. Did anybody see how he was battling along the boards? Maybe what I would do if I was tired, and I try to tell my players is, if you're that tired, pin that guy on the wall and just hold him a little bit. Give somebody a couple of seconds to come in and join the play. Maybe he made a mistake as far as that goes at the end of a 1-minute shift, a 1-minute plus shift, but he's doing a lot of good stuff during the game to pick on the one play. That's like everybody picking on Vakanainen for that one play against Edmonton, where he probably made 10 good plays. And as PJ would say, but he makes a lot of good plays, So for PJ to come after JT Miller,
I don't think he was.
Let's look at all the good plays he did that game and the one bad play that led to the goal.
Well, it's all social media.
I just think that your point. It's interesting. I don't disagree generally with your point. However, I gotta say, like, it's not as simple as like, well, just watch the game and like watch the guy without the puck and he does the little things. Like, yeah, okay, I get it, but there's more to it than that. Like JT Miller doing the little things is not enough from JT Miller.
I'm gonna start mocking you like you just mocked us.
I'm just saying you were just like mocking everyone else. You were mocking everybody. Like, oh, like watch the games. Like that. I do watch the game. JT Miller, it does the little things, but that is not enough from JT Miller for me. It isn't enough. I'm sorry. I agree with you though. The panicking from fans right now about JT Miller's production is blown out of proportion. Because like I said earlier, if over the next 10 games, Miller has 2 goals and 8 assists, his production is way different, his pace. It's way too early to get like hung up on his production. I'm sorry if I was like mocking you. It's not what I meant to do. But I'm just saying like it's not that simple as saying that, like, because all these guys do the little things out there well, but it's not enough from some guys. From Sherry, it's enough. From Miller, it's not.
I don't disagree with you. He should be producing more, but I'm more concerned that Panarin's not putting up points like he should be. JT Miller's a points guy. Yeah, he got 100 points the 1 year, but Panarin's supposed to be the playmaker, the power play guy, and it's not there. So to me, there's a larger problem.
What's Panarin's points since the shaved head, though?
12.
He's well over a point a game since he has turned it around.
So he's been hot.
Wait. He's well over a point a game, but how many did he get in the Tampa game? Let's not do a point per game because in the last 2 games, I don't think he's done much.
He's had an assist in the last 3 games.
He had a goal or assist last night, yeah.
All right, he had 1 assist in the last 3 games. He
needed to have the 3-point night last night.
Well, so does JT. So my issue with the JT, like I get it, like he's clearly hurt. Let's start with that. Like I'm not panicking in the sense that he's cooked or he's done. He's clearly hurt. But when you are playing top line minutes, top power play, they need them to score. The team can't score. He needs to help. And he said it himself last night. He said, I need to produce.
That's what I was going to say. No one's a harder critic on themselves than he is. So, like, I'm not trying to, like, say we shouldn't talk about it, obviously, but, like, I think the problem's going to fix itself. I hope, obviously, but a player like him, and I said in the chat, like, yes, he put up 100 and something points in Vancouver, but he didn't have the weight of being the captain of the New York Rangers when he was in Vancouver. So just that in general, you have to take a little bit of a step back and worry a little bit more, or worry a little bit less about your production and more so the room, the penalty. Like he carries so many hats that, like Coach Ed said, he's got, like, someone has to take one of those hats from him and be like, listen, like, I got the points, I got the production this game. JT's hurt. No one knows better than the other players in the room than he's clearly hurt. So someone else has to step up and let him. Maybe if someone else steps up, he doesn't have to play power play, every penalty kill, all of this. Clearly, no one else is doing it, so they feel the need, or he feels the need to do all of this.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
And just back to you, Coach.
I'll just add. Well, hold on. I'll just add to what Little Ed. Hang on one second, PJ. I'll just add to what Little Ed said there. Part of it too is the weight that he carries. Is the team has made its identity, its goal, him. Like he is not only he's the mascot of the team right now. Like it's like not only is he the captain and the top line center and the power play specialist and the PK, but he is literally the mascot too. They want the team to be like it. So that's a lot of pressure. Regardless of all of that, though, I do agree he's got to produce. He's got to put up 60, 70, 80 points. He can't be a 40-point guy and this team make the playoffs. I don't see that.
That's what I want to say. Is like if he ends up with 80 points towards the end of the season, I don't think that's like a disappointment, especially now that he's wearing the C and carrying, like I said, just all the different hats and doing a lot. I mean,
even 70 points,
clearly being hurt.
Right.
What?
Even 70 points.
It can't be 40.
If he has 70, the world's going to collapse in Rangerstown. That's for sure.
Nah, I'm good.
No, they would take 70 and everything else. It's accountability, but you can't take 40.
No.
I mean, if he was a third liner, like in that type of like an Adam Lowry is for like Winnipeg or Jordan Stahl is like that kind of captain, then totally fine. But not when you're playing top line, top power play.
Well,
yeah, and Little Ed, I am sorry. I keep thinking about that. I was making fun of you there, and I feel bad about it. So I just sort of throw that out there. I didn't mean to do it like that.
But Coach, real quick on Panarin, he's got 12 points in his last 7 games and points in 6 of those 7. So he has produced in the last 4. So he is getting it going. That's good to see, but they need more from everyone too.
How did the conversation about JT Miller turn into Panarin? Like, he just can't be
Panarin. Oh, you're the one who said if it was Panarin or Zibanejad, we'd be
it's my crazy. I did say that. You're right. It's my fault.
You put it in.
But it's true. If that was Panarin, if there was a video of Panarin circling social media like that and you saw that, you'd be like, get this guy off the team, trade him.
I've been saying it for 2 years. Not all of a sudden.
We need Coach Ed to start doing the Avery videos with the pointer on.
Yes,
I would love that actually.
Yeah, but you got to be witty. You got to do it right, Coach. You could do it. You could do it better than Avery. Totally. You got to say things like Nico with the dry hair and stuff like that. You got to come up with it,
But
the thing I'll say about JT, it's just the thing that does concern me about JT is he's not going to get a break. He's not going to take himself out of the lineup to heal up.
And then he's got the Olympics.
He's going to play in the Olympics. Yeah. It's going to be a long season. So strap in and let him give everything he's got and just take it for the best.
We have a clip of Coach Ed. I don't have it here. I wish I did. I should have pulled it. But on the first season preview episode, after he got hurt in practice, and this is exactly verbatim what Coach Ed was worried about, saying that I don't want this to linger all year. And here we are.
Wait, when does the team, isn't there like a mandatory week off or something for every team?
Not this year because of the Olympics, because I know it sucks. I get it why he didn't sit out to start the season because he's the captain and then Trocheck got hurt, so he knows
he couldn't have done it with Trocheck out.
But now, honestly, for 2 or 3 weeks would be fine because Mika is playing center anyway. Miller's playing the wing. You got him, Trocheck, and Blaba down the middle. It's not so bad. I think they can.
Well, there's your answer. When I asked you guys before, who do we take out of the top 6? Somebody could have said, give JT a rest for 4 games.
Well, Coach, we didn't think quick enough. That's what happens.
All right. Well, I'm changing my answer. Give him the rest.
You also just pointed out of how hard the next couple games are on the schedule. You take JT out against Colorado. Can't do that.
Yeah, you need somebody out there to just slash McKinnon a few times to get him off his game.
To keep up with McKinnon, you need a player like that.
Whack him on the wrist.
Yeah, McKinnon gets nutty. JT against McKinnon. You need that in that game.
I will say, and Peter Ball's at another article reference. I'm sorry. And Peter Ball's athletic article today, he did say that his defensive, rating is the best it's been since 2019-20. So he is at least.
Well, I wanted you to come on for this segment because you sent some interesting.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You sent some interesting stuff. You compared last year to this year, the chart you sent me. I wanted you to kind of explain that to show the offensive issues, not necessarily the defensive issues.
Well, what was the year, not to interrupt you, but what about the year that he had the 100-something points for Vancouver?
Well, he had 2. He had a 99-point year in 22 at 28 years old. He broke out. And then at 30 years old, 103 points, which is his career high. And then last year, he had 70 points.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Again, so hopefully now that he has his best defensive rating since 2019, maybe that's, he's sacrificing the point production a little bit.
I'm fine with that. Totally.
Yeah, he's just got to generate more. So the chart, it's from Evolving Hockey. It shows their percentile guys are in and what they're producing offensively and defensively. So last year, even though everyone said it was more of a down year with everything he was dealing with in Vancouver, he's still in the 80 percentile of offense, which is top. That's very star player level. And 80 to 99 is star level. And his defense was 8 percentile, really low. This year, his offense all the way down to 28 percentile, which means he's really not getting chances. And that's kind of what I was in the eye test. I was seeing he wasn't even generating much. I know Sullivan said it too last night. So it's just you want him to at least get the chances. It's not like he's being unlucky with the production. That's what it's showing.
His D is up from 8 to 40, right? Something like that.
Yeah, to 36, which kind of what I was saying in the previously that Peter Ball thinks. So yeah, he is defending a little bit better, which is good. Especially because he does have the hardest matchups. So I will give him that. That's another thing too. He is playing against the top players every single night. It seems that's the matchup Sullivan wants.
And he's also playing Sullivan's system, defensive system.
Right. But just I think
it's tough. I mean,
if the team was scoring more, I don't think this would be a big issue at all. But they're not, and they're losing all these, low scoring games, and JT said this exactly last night. There's all these low scoring games, and I need to produce. So he knows.
Yeah, up until recently, I don't think I saw a scoring chance out of Lafreniere all season until the last 5 games. Panarin had to shave his head. He was doing so poorly. Miller has been banged up. Trocheck was out he's played like 5 games. Cooley didn't have a goal for like the first 10 games. Now he's on a heater a little bit, but it's been a tough go for the top 6 to start the season. After, last season when this kind of happened, I kept saying, they're going to break out of this. They're going to snap out of this. They're going to snap out of this. So I get your fear, PJ, with JT, because I am saying it again. JT will snap out of this. I'm not worried at this point, game 21, that he has 10 points. Now, talk to me again at game 50. If he has 25 points, I'm nervous now. Now we're now it's right. Like there's going to be a stretch where the puck's going in for him, and he's going to end with 60, 70, 80 points. It's going to happen.
I hope you guys see the bird. Do you guys see the bird cage?
Oh God, years ago. That's an old movie,
well,
right?
Point what's his name? He's all stressed out, and he goes to his wife. He goes to the housekeeper. Can you get me my chocolate? That's going to be you when JT Miller's got 25 points. Theo, where's my chocolate? Where's my licorice?
He probably already does that.
Yeah, I think it's the scare was what you thought they were breaking out when they scored 6 versus Nashville, 7 in Tampa, and then all of a sudden they score 1 even strength goal in 3 games. And then you look at everyone's current points, because last year was so bad. We're like, oh yeah, everyone's going to bounce back. And so far they really haven't. If you look, Mika's been okay. Panarin's slowly almost at a point a game now, but just like all these guys are on pace for career lows after last year. And it's like, oh my God, please, it's enough of this. Score, please.
Well, it is rough because they got to win the games. But like I said, they're adapting to the new defensive system. It's going to take a little bit longer for the top 6 players to adapt to that system as opposed to like a 3rd or 4th line player, because they already kind of play that way naturally. So like Cousin had said, you're starting to see these guys heat up a little bit. They got the system kind of down. Now they could start focusing more on breaking out. Yeah, sure, we'd love to have them score 7 goals every game, but that's just not going to happen in this league. And Vegas is also a very good defensive team in general. They're well coached. They're well led.
And Detroit,
even without Stone in the lineup, they got Eichel. They got a lot of good players down the middle. A lot of strong defensive players down the middle and on the blue line. So obviously Akira Schmid continues to haunt us. But you want more out of these guys, but sometimes, like my grandfather always used to say, the other team's trying to win also, and sometimes you just got to tip your cap, and Vegas is a great team. So let's see what happens next game. They got to, like you said, it's a hard test coming up. Let's see what kind of, if they can wake up. JT's obviously going to look at this as a wake-up call, and they just got to put the puck in the net. They got to find a way. It's got to be dirty goals. They got to break the breakthrough again.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't hear any of this after they got. Wasn't he involved in the overtime winner in Columbus?
Shootout
winner. Yeah, so he's had big moments. Like he had those 2 awesome plays in the shootouts, overtime and over.
No one was saying anything. Now he has, it's
not like he's been a ghost. He's not ghost Panarin like he was before he shaved his head. There's no. That's not what we're saying. He just needs to score more, especially 5-on-5. But he's only got 5 points, 5-on-5.
Coach, all that's being said, let's clarify because you're going to throw a fit. Just clarify it. It's Panarin. Miller has produced less points, actual points, not expected, than he has in the past. Number 1. Number 2, he's generating less chances. And number 3, the eye test and the analytics both support those 2 things. That's it. That's all that's being said. But I don't think anybody's writing him off or complaining about him. It's just that he needs to be better. That's all.
Yep. And I just wanted to.
We agree?
No.
Wow.
You gotta just clip.
I don't know where you say the eye test doesn't support that, because he had everybody has bad plays during the game.
He's not generating chances.
No, that's not.
I get it. He did in the overtime, and he did create plays when he scored in overtime those two games in a row, and everybody's like, JT, that the team goes on a skid, and now it's all his fault. And again, it's what Eddie said before, and you were talking about. There's only one Mark Messier. He came to New York, and he brought him to a cup. That's a big pressure.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big pressure.
Let's see how he's doing in a couple weeks. I feel like he'll snap out of it.
Let's not harp on. I mean, I'm not happy that he hasn't been scoring as much. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not blaming it all on him.
Hirsch says, "Strip the C and give it tomorrow." I love it.
Yeah.
No, but
I do have a few notes. Let's get into Coach's Corner.
Give it to McKenna next year.
Oh,
let's go into the Coach's Corner. Let's hear it.
Hey everybody, Coach Ed here. I'm over here in the shop at Bella Italia Marble Granite Quartz, picking up my order for a nice little bathroom I'm doing. I've been a contractor almost as long as I'm a hockey coach. So listen to me when I tell you, when you want the quality work and craftsmanship, I'm going to see the boys over at Bella. They serve all 5 boroughs, Westchester, Long Island, all the way out to Montauk. Whether you're a Ranger fan, Islander fan, Devils fan, they're going to take care of you no matter what. Make sure you give them a call, 516-561-1018. Let's go Rangers.
All right, boys, bring it in.
One of these days, Coach will end up there by default.
Nice zoom into Little Ed's abs there.
Not there yet. But
before we get into the main topic, I have to give credit to Gabrikov, because I feel in the last 2 or 3 games I've been watching him pretty closely, and his speed and his footwork and his sense of urgency to me is a lot better in the eye test. I think he's been playing a hell of a 3 games despite the panic and the couple of losses. So I want to give him a lot of credit. And
okay.
we can't take away from Soucy's play either. I think he's been playing off the charts. So I don't want to get into a star of the week, but I just think that the defensive core Schneider paired with Soucy's been pretty good. And to me, Robertson, since they sat him a couple of games, I think he's playing really well too. So the defensive core, I think, is a pretty good strength. Obviously, by the amount of close games, that's a big part of it. Even though team defense means a lot, I'm going to give a lot of credit to the defensive core. Any comments on that, fellas?
Just that you're going to trigger Hirsch by saying Soucy. I was getting text galore on Soucy last night from Hirsch. He hates him.
I think Soucy's been great.
Yeah, I was thinking that I guess when PJ sent the Molly Walker tweet where she couldn't tell who was in like the bottom pair, it was between like the 4 of them. And I was thinking, like, when I got the text, like, on paper the defense like doesn't look that, I guess, sexy is what the media says these days. But like they're good, very good defensive lineup, in my opinion. The 8 whatever defensemen that they have available, I think they're in good hands on the blue line. I don't know what you guys think.
I think they need a little bit more pushing the pace offensively, but I like the defensive. I think that Drury just kind of flipped the team a little bit from that. And a lot of guys on this team, their sole responsibility is to be solid defensively. And like, that's okay. That's the build of the team right now. But I think they all are doing well. I think Soucy's been great defensively. He's fine on his breakout passes. He's not going to score a ton of goals, but or create a lot offensively. Borgen, same thing. He's been one of the top D analytically. You can't complain about Borgen. I know a lot of people want to. You cannot complain about the guy. He does his job for $4 million. I mean, that's a great
trade,
deal,
man.
Yeah, great deal. And then Schneider is Schneider. We know what he is. There's a lot of fans out there, Coach, who want to run this guy out of town and are very upset with Schneider. I don't understand it. I think he's great. I love the kid. I'd like to see a little more physicality from him, but other than that, I think I agree. I mean, I don't know. I think Fox last night stood up on the blue line, threw a big hit. Granted, it wasn't like a Trouba hit where the guy got clocked.
Riley Smith too.
Yeah, Riley Smith. That's what it was. He just threw his body into him though, and I think Fox went down and Smith stayed up. But it was a nice thing to see from Fox, So I think overall, Coach, I agree.
Yeah, and Susie.
I mean, the only thing I'm going to disagree with you on is I know you want them to push offense, but I see them in the offensive zone, engage well on the offense. I see them making plays. Susie gets down low. I've seen Borgen down low. Gavrikov, when he doesn't hit the shin guard, he's making good shots to the net. I think they're engaged well offensively. I think the team's playing pretty good on with the defensive core on the offensive side.
In the zone, I agree. In the zone, well, the board plays good.
Yeah, no, go ahead. We're probably saying
that's it. No, go. I was just agreeing with Coach. In the zone, I do think they're engaged well on the boards. They keep the puck in the zone well, things like that. So
I feel like a lot of the Rangers' goals that happen within the zone are generated from the blue line, shot on net, traffic in front, rebounds, whatever, blah blah blah. But what I was Coach kind of took the words out of my mouth about the push up the ice. Yes, you got to get out of the zone. You got to generate some offense from your zone. But once again, with the defensive structure, look at the defensive numbers of the team. Look at the defensive numbers of the individual defensemen. We've been craving this as Ranger fans for 30 years, with 15 with Lundqvist, of letting up 50 shots a game and not letting up the high danger scoring chances and blah, blah. Now they're finally trying to focus on D, and we want more offense from the defensemen. So you kind of, I'm not saying you, the fandom in general.
What's the 90? What was the 94 D core? That's what I'd like to know. I'm just curious. I know it's 30.
Well, you had Brian Leach, so you had Brian Leach.
They had Zubov, which Zubov can move it.
So you got Fox and Leach. They're not the same, but fine. They're like similar. Zubov is what we're missing right now. The rest of the D is Susie and Bor. It's Kevin Lowe. Who else was there? Jay Wells
was in there.
Doug Lidster. Like that's
good
the
defenseman. Not nobody phenomenal. Good defenseman.
Right.
But
so
I was going to say,
you had Zubov and Leach carrying a lot of offense.
Right, so you need that second guy. Schneider can step up and push, put up 10 goals this year or something. I think that would make a big difference.
Yeah, they just don't have that other guy that can stretch the pass and create like a rush up the ice. That's the one thing. But everything else you guys said is absolutely right. Like Susie,
they could develop.
You got Adam Fox. When the puck gets iced on the power play, it takes him like 20 seconds to get back and get the puck. With a guy chasing,
does take a long time. He does take a long time.
Can you move your legs a little bit?
But no, I just wanted to shout out Susie.
I love Fox. Jesus.
I just wanted to shout out Susie real quick, like you said, Coach. He was directly responsible for that Brodzinski goal. He broke up something at the blue line, and then Cooley took the puck from him and drove a 2-on-1. So he's been really good.
Yeah,
he did kind of make a mistake on that second Detroit goal, but that who got that goal? Was it the Brinket?
Raymond, yeah.
No, Raymond.
Then he went around the net and kind of got
flat-footed. He got wedged. Raymond did a good job of using the net as a pick, and Susie got kind of caught up. He got hung up in the decision, but again, that happens.
That goal was straight out
of the offensive job is.
Sorry, straight out of NHL 95. That goal was straight out of Sega Genesis NHL 95. Go around the net, come out in front, and shoot to the far post. Every single time he'd score. I've never seen that actually work in a game, but he did it. He went around the net, he came out in front, and he shot it to the far post. Crazy. I was like, what's this joke? Anyway.
I was so annoyed. I thought they were going to steal a point in that game, and they really needed to. But I'll digress.
It's okay. Coach, what else you got, though? We all agree with you.
Well, a lot of the stuff I've been noticing, we always talk about it takes 5 guys on the ice at obviously 5-on-5. On a face-off, it takes all 5 players to win the draw. And what I've been noticing with the Rangers on their breakouts, they've been doing a real good job, especially guys like Sherry and Radish and those 3rd, 4th line guys, Brodzinski. You got to realize when there's pressure down in the corner of the defenseman, they'll reverse the puck, and then there's another pressure from the other team. And when it's sent around the wall, you can't have the other forward up near the blue line. and you can't have this guy leaving the zone. They're doing a good job of coming down to the hash, getting the puck, and then the center's doing a good job at reading it. They're making these nice little chips, and then this guy's cutting, and there's a lot of give and goes around the blue line area to get the puck into the neutral zone. And you can't overemphasize as far as, I'm going to say it's a Sullivan effect, where these guys are, I mean, what's his name? Who's the assistant coach on offense? Sacco. You can't take away from the coaching as far as making that a game plan and that it takes 5 guys to break out of the zone. Even Panarin is holding the zone a little longer than he usually does in the last few years, and he's making plays. He's not doing those cross-ice stretch passes. He's making a lot of good plays at the far blue line, Panarin, where he's hitting it to an area and they're getting offensive zone rush and hitting the back, the trailer on plays. But at our blue line, at the Rangers blue line, they're making a lot of good decisions, and I think that's why they're in. I mean, other than the Detroit was kind of lopsided on the forecheck, that's why they're able to hold the zone defensively and not let up a lot of goals, because their structure down low in this triangle area, in this area, is very good, and they're supporting it on the off wing, and the puck's getting out of the zone a lot more efficiently. And let's call it the dirty area, your defensive zone blue line.
As I said, it's a far cry from the last few years when the forwards especially would fly the zone and they would get trapped, and defense would just try to flip it, and the other team would just fly right back in. It was so frustrating. They couldn't get out.
Yeah. And a lot of times, even when they are losing it, you'll see the back pressure come in, and that enables the defenseman and the goalie we talk about read the play and make a play and be able to pressure that guy and make a good defensive play. So, again, it helps the defensive stats, the defenseman stats. The goalie can track the puck. He could read the play looking. And I thought that was interesting.
Must be so much easier to be a defenseman when they're set up like that too. And the way they're back, even not in zone, but when their forwards are backtracking, they can stand up more. I've seen the defensemen stand up way more. Before they'd almost 100%. Have to it
means a lot.
Sit back and they get blown around all the time. And it was constant.
Yeah, Maloney was pointing that out last game, PJ. How they showed, or Valaket, they showed specific examples of forwards hard on the back check, and the defenseman able to close the gap and have a better gap control, sometimes even stepping up and throwing a hit as the players entered the zone. I thought that was really interesting. The effect of forwards working hard and defensively.
Yeah, what that back pressure takes away is the Gretzky curl. It takes away the slow up. So he's pressing that forward to get back to make a play wide, and now the defense can challenge him on the wall. They're taking away the middle. They're taking away the trailer. So that helps. Like I said, the goalie sees there's no shot at the trailer getting it. He reads the options, and that's what it takes. You know, they have it down to a pretty good system right now. We all know that the puck's got to go in the net.
Yeah, one of them was Laba, who was really hounding a guy coming back.
Shout out to Chris's comment on screen. What do you always say? What's Panarin's expected assist on a noon game on a Sunday with the full moon?
Oh, yeah, it's funny. I love doing that. But that's what's funny about this stat is it's not really an analytic. PJ is big on that. It's raw stats. It's not an analytic. Goals against per 60 is just taking your time on ice and applying it to how often if you played the full 60-minute game, how many goals against are being scored against you. It's just math. It's not like an analytic, but yeah, that's so funny. And it was of defensemen who played only 150 minutes together.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Panarin's goals above Panarin's expected goals on weekends when it's a full moon and Trocheck's out? It's funny.
But Gavrikov.
I'm curious though. Go ahead. No, go. Gavrikov.
I'm saying, what's you guys' opinion? You don't notice Gavrikov? I know everybody loved him for the first games. I wasn't a big fan of it, but you guys haven't noticed a little bit more urgency out of him, a little bit more level of comfort and be able to make better decisions?
I loved him since the beginning.
I know that. I'm saying, have you noticed any difference in the last few games, or you just think he's been playing like that the whole season?
I personally do think he has. I think he does so many little things people don't see because he's not always smashing guys. His stick is just perfect all the time. So he makes these little reads and just has the ability to just eliminate a play. So it doesn't look like much to the naked eye, and you're like not really seeing it if you're really not looking for it. He does it all game long. He just eliminates plays.
So I noticed it in the Islanders game when I was there.
Yeah,
he's very good hand-eye coordination, batting down pucks and getting in passing lanes and things like that. I guess anticipation you could call it too. In the neutral zone, I noticed it, and I bring up the Islander game again because I was there in person. I noticed it that game where in the neutral zone he was very strong, breaking up offense before it was created, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think with Gavrikov, Coach, I can't answer your question because I guess I haven't thought about whether he's been different or not. Like I've liked his game.
Keep an eye on his footwork more and like the speed of it.
Yeah, I liked his game all year. I know you were questioning it earlier in the year.
No, I didn't say he wasn't playing. I didn't say he was playing bad. It's just not what I expected of this big free agency signing.
Right.
Now I'm seeing that. Now to me, I'm seeing it. His physicality's a little more. He's getting the guy behind the net quicker, and he's hitting him, and he's holding him, and he's playing with more urgency. So maybe it was the transition of the trade, the new environment. I'm giving him that benefit of the doubt. To me, I'm seeing it, that free agency signing I'm seeing now. I'm not saying he wasn't playing bad, but I'm seeing it better now to me.
Yeah. I just haven't, I guess, noticed the difference. Maybe there is an upgrade in his game, and I just think he's been good all year too. So I haven't paid that close attention. I do agree physically. Maybe he threw a couple of big hits in front of the net, especially when guys were jamming at pucks, where he knocked guys on their ass. A couple things like that.
I remember he went after that guy Saber, and that was really fun to watch.
Yeah. So maybe physically, I have noticed it, but he's been good. Coach, I wanted to ask you though. This was really supposed to tie in with the JT topic before we move on and do Stars of the Week and all that. Do you think that the Rangers system is being executed differently at home versus away? I know we always talk about it. They're looser on the home. They're not with their families, things like that as reasons for why they might be struggling at home. But what about like the actual, execution of Sullivan's system? It seems to be almost flawless on the road. And then when they go home, there seem to be more breakdowns. I don't know if that's something we should look at closer. If you've noticed,
I don't know. Maybe it has to do with matchups a little bit. I can't see it. Although on the road it would be harder. Yeah. So I don't know if there's an answer to that. I mean, you hear it on the discussions on the radio. You hear Maloney talking about it. I firmly believe that clip that Eddie sent on Spittin' Chicklets. I just feel that when they're on the road, it's looser. I firmly believe in that. You're not worried about your family going home that night. You're on the road. You're having a few beers after the game. You're talking hockey. You're in the locker room earlier. It's just a different mindset. And again, not to take away from family life and stuff. I don't, I'm a big family guy, but as far as being on the road, like we talked about, when you went on tournaments as a kid and travel, it was a blast.
Yeah.
You're just thinking about hockey all weekend. You're not thinking about school. You're not thinking. It was just hockey, and that's a difference. That's a different mindset. I don't see a system being different at home. I can't put a mark on that.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'll keep saying it, but like us as fans, and that was Empty Netters, Coach, not Chicklets, but I commented on their video too. It's like, sorry, Rangers have the worst fans and the worst media, and we happen to be both. Kind of, it's like, I go to the Garden, Coach and I go to the Garden. Lindsay came with me to the Islander game. You could feel the tension in the Garden as a fan. You don't think the players feel that? These guys are humans. Like the tension in the Garden of like the pressure of them winning at home, especially this season, is like on another level. And it's always pressure. World's most famous arena, blah, 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 blah. The pressure's built into the name right there. Every team's coming into the Garden excited to play. The young players, you saw with the Sharks that game. Everyone's coming into play. That's a lot of pressure to put. It's already on. It's built. Like I said, it's built into the name already. So the players feel it.
Yeah, I
no
think
doubt.
had a great comment.
Let me put this perspective for a second. When you guys were young, when I was young, when you were doing something, let's say you were playing baseball or hockey or whatever, what was like if you had a bad game, what were you thinking about? Not the coach. You were thinking about when I talked to my father, what's he going to say?
Yeah.
So let's not say it's a father, but let's say it's the press conference after. So they're playing in that game and they're going, oh shit, now what are they going to ask me this? That all goes through your mind. You're human. Now I got to answer this question. Now I got to answer that question. So like Eddie said, now that pressure's on you.
And you're gripping the stick a little tight.
It's a tough, and Toronto's dealing with it also now.
I think you're right, though, that
dealing with a lot of shit.
The traveling thing, Coach. I mean, just again, I like to just pull things into our own lives and every single day, I have a job where it's not a 9 to 5 job, but sometimes it's 11 to 8. Sometimes it's, it's just different hours all the time, So when 5 o'clock hits, the amount of pressure I feel to finish work as soon as possible so I can go hang out with my wife and son is sometimes unbearable. You just I got to finish. I want to go downstairs. I want to get, or whatever, go home. So a lot of people have different kinds of pressure like that. So yeah, I mean, you're right. Actually, I think it is all it is. Like the effectiveness of your ability to do your job at 5:30 p.m. when you're feeling like that is not the same as 11 a.m. when you have the whole day ahead of you to finish your task, right? It's just different. So like a guy I know Trocheck's got a big family. A lot of these guys do. When they're home, they're worried about their kids. Maybe their kids have something going on at school. Maybe they're sick. Maybe their wife, has whatever going on. So they're thinking about those things as well. And on the road, they're just, see ya. It's true. You're right.
I'm not saying they don't think about their family, but it's more of a relaxed atmosphere where they're going to go to a team dinner. They're going to go to dinner at the hotel, whatever. And they're going to, maybe not cut your hand at a steak dinner, but you're going to, you're in a more relaxed atmosphere.
But every team has that, right? They all have families and stuff, and they're not 1-7-1.
We've said it before, though, too. Cool. The difference between the Rangers and most other teams is half the guys live in the city, half the guys live out. So when they're home, they're not really together much comparatively to when they're on the road, or other teams when they maybe all live in the same area. But I was saying earlier that Neil Smith had an interesting comment recently about when things are bad at MSG, it's almost like a snake pit. I thought it was a good way to describe it, because it's just like one thing goes wrong and they start booing and it just seems like the players are almost waiting for someone to do something and something good to happen. And it just sucks they lost the game against Detroit, because if they would have had 2 in a row, I think we could put it behind us. But then all of a sudden you lose again and they didn't score a lot. And it's just oh my God, the players are probably like, here we go again.
I say it all the time, dude. I say it all the time. The Garden does not get loud or any kind of support whatsoever unless something good happens. I mean, I understand the players have to give you a reason to cheer, but you go to any other away place, they're cheering the entire game no matter what.
Winnipeg. You watch a Winnipeg game, those fans are going nuts from the drop of the puck. Is
absolutely ridiculous. Shout out to Allie. She said last episode or whatever. That's to me, that's just crazy. Like she said, if you don't want to be there, just leave. Why are you booing the team? Why'd you pay for the tickets? That guy that was sitting next to us, Coach, that I put him in his place about Rempe after he squared up against Revo. Why are you here, dude? I don't want to hear you chirping the team the entire game. It's crazy. Just leave. Why'd you pay for this seat? I know it's expensive. Maybe you got it for free from your friend. Great. But why'd you come?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. And it's like anything else, Ed, because you want to relate it to, your life. It's easy to be happy and do everything good when everything's going good, but it's hard to be a fan when it's not going good. You still got to cheer your players and support them.
Yeah.
When it's not going good, that's when they need the support.
Right. And I think
that's when they need to pat on the back.
There's a difference between as a fan being disappointed, disjointed, disenfranchised, or whatever the hell word you want to use, with the team because you just want them to win so badly. So it like physically hurts you as a fan. I know what that feels like. Trust me. And I agree 100%. Sometimes you guys tell me I'm too negative. I am, but it all comes from the fact that I want them to win and they just break my heart constantly. So eventually you become a little jaded. That is, I think, okay. But when you get to the point where you're going to the games and you're booing the team in a game in November, I mean, dude, like what? I can understand if they didn't try in the game. Last year, there were games where maybe I could understand booing the team, where it's like the effort was being questioned. That was a well-played game. They easily could have won that game 2-1 or 3-1 or something. That it just didn't go their way. You don't boo the team in a game like that. That is insane to me.
And like,
absolutely,
it's not like it's like being countered by "Let's go Ranger" chants or like, all right, at least we like tried to get them going. It's like zero. And I just saw Chris's comment in the chat. Well, like I see like, Jeff, mind your fucking business. Can't stand the Poffin sucks chant. There's a lot of Ranger fans think that's outdated. All right, so replace it. Let's figure out something else. I don't hear anything else at the Garden. I'm in the Bridge. I try to start at least one chant a game. I get a few people try to get it with me. Other than that, dead. So, like, I don't know. When am I supposed to be up there on the Bridge screaming my head off the whole game? Like, there's like women up. There's women and like kids and a lot of men just screaming random shit up there. There's nothing going on, man. I'm telling you. I love going to games, but like it's not like at the atmosphere when we go on the road and like. We'll get Mark and Allie could probably say how the atmosphere was in Vegas, and Mark's going to Utah this weekend. It's probably going to be off the charts. So you wonder why those teams are doing so well. They have their fan support.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what's ironic, little Ed, is I bet you I haven't been to a Rangers road game, but in this year, but in the past, I think that the Rangers fans on the road are sometimes louder than they are at home, like with the chants.
Yeah.
I heard an Igor chant the other night. Was in Columbus. Like it was loud. Like and I feel like you've not heard that much. And it doesn't help that I feel like they've been trailing early almost in every single game at home, and they haven't scored much. So and it's just everyone's waiting for something good to happen, and they're all on edge. And last year, this taste isn't washed out yet. I feel like, and that's not helping.
As someone who goes to a lot of games on the road. I've been to every game in Florida here that I can go to, except when they're on New Year's Eve. Tampa, I go all the time when they come here, and I don't get to go to MSG like you guys do. And I miss that about living in New York, honestly. It's one thing I miss like the most is just going to Citi Field, going to MSG all the time. But I can tell you when I go, there's a ton of Rangers fans here, and there is no booing of the team. None. It is all cheering and excitement and maybe some fans have been a little negative. I mean, dude, if I'm saying you're being negative, then you're being really negative because I'm pretty negative about sports. Like so if I'm saying it, like you need to reevaluate. You need to reevaluate. I was teasing PJ yesterday, calling him a doomer about the JT stuff. Because that's what he says to me all the time. He's like, "All right, doomer."
I wasn't about Well, I was just ranking stats because they hadn't scored even strength. I mean, we didn't talk penalty kill. Their penalty kill has been brutal.
He's like, "Oh, they're in trouble if they lose to Colorado." Oh,
yeah. Someone photoshopped Cousin Ed as Dr. Doom from Marvel.
No, yeah, exactly. I meant not they're in trouble because all of a sudden it's 3 in a row. Then there's a lot of pressure at the game against Utah. Then you imagine if it's 4 in a row. And they're playing St. Louis. It's the first game after a road trip. It can get ugly quick, and I just don't want that to happen. I can't have another season go off the rails. And
no one wants it to happen, PJ. But it's a fact of the season. Look at the Predators came into the Garden. They lost 5 straight. Everybody's going to go through these losing streaks, and you got to find a way to get out of it. It's adversity.
I know. Well,
the year they went to the finals with St. Louis, they didn't have a great season.
If they weren't 7-1 at home, it wouldn't be an issue. That's the issue.
Well, of course it wouldn't be, but it is they aren't. So you got to be the fan and be positive when it's difficult.
No, I don't agree with that, but I hear what you're saying. Hold on, Coach. Let me just make a point here, and then we can move on to Stars of the Week because we're way up.
Yeah, because it's getting. I got to eat my third slice of pizza of the day.
This is why I'm not panicked, okay? The Rangers are 1-7-1 at home, okay? Pretend they're 3-5-1 at home, which is just 2 of those losses or wins, okay? I don't know you
They're in
can't just do
first.
that. That adds 4 points to their where they are, and they're 1 point out of first place in the Metro.
Yeah.
You know, and that's 2. We're talking 2 wins. Like, I understand you got to win the games and whatever, but it's like not. It's not worth panicking yet. So let's.
I'm not panicking. I just don't want it to get like. I'm not saying they're going to lose these games. I actually,
they're going to lose.
We'll get
they're
to.
Gonna they're going to miss the playoffs. They're going to win the lottery and get Gavin McKenna, and he's going to be buried on the third line and score 50 points for the first 5 seasons of his career. Just accept it.
I love how people will say, "Oh, the Rangers should rebuild. They need all these top picks because of how Celebrini and Bedard were doing." I'm like, did we miss when the Rangers got 2 top picks in a row? How did that work out? Like, it's not that simple.
Well, now they got Borgen for one of those picks, so
we got him in.
I'm happy with that.
We got him in the wrong years. We got them in the wrong years, BJ. We didn't get Celebrini and Bedard. Anyway, all right. Why don't we mention before we go to Stars of the Week? Let's mention the passing of Larry Brooks. I know we've, as a podcast, have at times given Brooks a hard time. With his opinion. Did not know he was battling cancer. Cancer sucks. I think that was the rumor. I don't know if it was officially said it was cancer, but it sucks. And I have personal experience with it, with family, and it's just brutal. And I don't wish it upon anybody. And there's no ill will there, with Brooks, where we would ever wish something like that on someone. So I'm sorry for his family, and he is an icon. I mean, Tortorella said it, and they had a huge feud. He worked his way and grinded his way to the Hall of Fame level, and is an icon in New York sports writing. Whether you agree with his opinions or liked his style or not, doesn't matter. I mean, you got to just acknowledge success, and he definitely was. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, like Tortorella said, like he always showed up for work the next day. Like to be able to look an NHL player, obviously they're not going to do that. But Coach always says, like, if I was them, I would just punch these guys in the face. But like to be able to look at seriously, to be able to look at a player of that stature, like a player like Reeves, like these guys are huge. Like to be able to just show up, the coaches too are big guys and whatever. Just to you get into an argument with someone, you don't feel comfortable talking to them the next day or whatever. Like it's awkward. This guy showed up to work the next day every single day, and like you got to tip your cap to someone like that. I probably was the hardest on him out of the 4 of us. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't stand the guy. I didn't like how he treated the team or how he covered the team. But like I said, you got to tip your cap to someone like that, and I would never wish cancer on someone or to pass away at a somewhat early age. Like he was 70, but yes, that is young these days. It sucks. But yeah,
I feel like it was out of nowhere too. Like there was not even a hint.
It was maybe he didn't know he was battling it, and maybe he just wanted to keep it under wraps. But
yeah, he was around in preseason, and then I think he had it came out quick, and then he apparently had everyone that said stuff that he was supposed to be back, and he thought he was going to be, but. Yeah, I mean, there was awesome tributes online to him. You didn't realize how many people, he's been around forever. But regardless if you liked them, I don't know about anyone else. And, I'm an article guy, but it was must click immediately as soon as he posted it. You had to read it because, it was amazing how many times he would say something in the article and it would happen the next day. Like whether it was some players got to get in or they got to make this move. And Dolan even said it himself in the one article in the Post that he sought Larry Brooks' advice for things. Now, a lot of it was off the record, but it's very interesting.
Well, that might be the problem.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, man.
It's probably why things ended up happening right after he would say it. But I mean, I do miss his coverage. There were times earlier in the season with how bad it was at home. I would have been really curious just to see that article. I know it would have pissed a lot of people off, but it still would have been must read. So I do miss that. There's no one like him on the beat.
I just thought he was a little bit negative.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of his because I feel like I've said it many times. I feel like the press should kind of be a little more positive, and they create a bad atmosphere sometimes. But like Eddie said, he was there every day. And people like to read that they like to read the article and hate him. You know what I'm saying? That they thrive on that. So his banter back and forth with fans and coaches and stuff, and to give him credit to know that they were going to be pissed at him and come and ask the question again is not an easy job. I wouldn't want to do it, but it frustrated the hell out of me. But like Cuz said, I don't wish that on him. I just wanted JT Miller to punch him in the face, like I said on the podcast. But I don't want any ill will to be on anybody for sure. So
yeah, well, so I mean, with his passing, the Rangers are a popular, job opportunity for people, and they have some younger reporters like Molly Walker, Vince Mercogliano. There's a few other guys. Peter Baugh is another one that you mentioned. So somebody's going to have an opportunity to step up, but I feel like none of these guys had the sources like Larry did. Like Brooks would hint at something happening, and then it would happen. So
he's been around a long time.
He had access to Dolan,
I'm
right?
sure he didn't have the sources in the beginning, but you develop relationships. Everybody's got a quagmire.
See what you did there.
All right. Well, on that note, R.I.P. Larry, and let's jump into the stars of the week. With the new setup, you got the little video on the left. I'm not hearing it, so I didn't hear. I think Coach barks on that one, right?
He did. I heard it.
I heard it.
Yeah. Nice. So I don't know why that happened, but okay. MVP of the week. Coach, you kind of hinted at all your picks earlier, so I know you prepped. So let's go to you. MVP of the week.
I'm giving it to Mika. I think he's been a big force of their little win streak they had, and even in the losses, I feel he's playing very good. So I'm giving it to Mika.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I'm gonna also say Mika. I think it's more than just the points, but yeah, the points help. It's more than that for me with him. I just really love his game right now. He's the only guy in the top 6 who I feel like, and this is crazy for me to say, has been consistent for most of the season and how the effort level and the way that he's played the game. So give him a shout out. Little Ed.
Yeah, I'll triple down on that. Mika's playing great. We highlighted it before, the pressure coming into the season for him to play this way was probably pretty difficult to bear. Probably something you think about all off season. And he came in playing well. And my biggest thing I always say is, if you're not going to put a point up, you got to find a way to make an impact. And I think he's done a good job at that. Not going to fight or anything like that, obviously, but he creates plays. He does everything he can, or has been doing everything he can.
PJ.
Yeah, I mean, you guys nailed it. That's who I was going to go with, too. I feel like he's been a factor lately in every game, whether it's, defensively, offensively, creating chances, scored a couple greasy goals. You love to see it. Hopefully he continues to get hot. They need it.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the highlight play of the week. I'm going to go to PJ first, but before we start, Coach, there was a play in the last game. I meant to send it in the chat. I know I sent about 1,000 messages, but this was not one of them. I meant to send it. That was a perfect play for Coach Ed's highlight play of the week. It was just Schneider made a great defensive play. The puck was going cross ice, and he just stuck his stick out, and it chipped up to the forward, and they broke out. He angled the deflected pass. It was just such a Coach Ed highlight play of the week move.
See, I like that. I got you thinking. I'm accomplishing something.
Yeah, I noticed it, and I was like, that's a Coach Ed highlight.
You're coming around.
It was a nice play. Anyway, PJ, go ahead.
There wasn't a ton, but I'm going Igor's penalty shot save in Columbus. I figured, first period in that game, tied 0-0, that goes in. Who knows how that game goes? So I feel it kind of set the tone. He was really good that game and brought it in the shootout too. So that was mine.
All right, Little Ed.
I'm going with the shootout as well, but JT's little sneaky snipe there for the game winner. I thought that was just wasn't really expecting it out of him to do like the slow-mo move like that, and it was pretty cool.
I don't know how he got it up there.
Eye-opening, if you will. What'd you say?
I said I don't know how he got it up there so hard and so quick. That was incredible.
It was nice. Real nice.
You guys got it. PJ, you should know this as the goalie. It's where the stick and the puck is. It's not where the player is. So his view is, where his stick is, he's got that top shelf where the goalie, if he doesn't track the stick, gives up that spot. So
yeah, he was also really deep.
By the goalie.
Reeves was deep in his net. I noticed it on the first one on Panarin's. It didn't go in. And he was deep on every single one. And that's just so much easier for the shooter. It gives him more net.
That kid played some game.
He did. He's good.
I had that in my notes. That kid played some game.
Coach, don't get him started. That's the guy where he said, "Damn it, Mean Machine," when he was taken in fantasy. That's
ironically, I beat Mean Machine, though. I was playing him that week, too.
Wow.
I took, even though I was in a loss, I just thought that save by Shesterkin on Eichel yesterday, where on the power play, where he just like sprawled and flipped and that was if they won that game or something, that would have been like save of the year. That was such a
no
nice
question.
Save.
I don't know how.
So I just picked that. Maybe it's a little recency bias, but that was unbelievable.
Bored.
It reminded me of Hank against Montreal in the playoffs, kind of a save.
Could have picked a lot of saves that Quick had in the Detroit game too.
Oh, he was unbelievable in that game.
That was we'll get that foreshadowing. That's my next.
My best.
All right, Coach, what's your highlight?
You're gonna love this one. Foxy keeping the puck in the zone 3 times on the power play goal against Columbus.
Such a coach at pick. It's true.
That was awesome.
That was it was.
That was an unbelievable sequence.
It was very Zubov-esque.
I mean, what he lacks in skating ability, he makes up for in anticipation.
Unbelievable.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was incredible.
It really was. It's just such a coach at pick, though. It's good. It's a good pick. It's just still a coach. It's just like
that's what like,
I knew you
Lafreniere's Deke and this. It's like Fox keeping the puck in the zone 3 times on one shift is my highlight play. It's so funny.
Kept the power play going.
It did. It led to a goal, right?
It did.
Yes.
That's Nika's goal in Columbus. Yep.
Yeah, it was an important play. It was a big shot. All right. Little Ed, give us the Jesper Foss Key Contributor Award.
I kind of teased my own then. I apologize to PJ, but I'm going with Quick as well. Like that Red Wings game could have got out of hand, especially at home, and we'd be even more panicking more as fans with the home record. And they lost, obviously, so that doesn't have anything to do with the record. But like if they lost like 6-1 or 5-1 that game, forget it. So he came in and did his job as usual, and really the key contributor over the last 3 years now, two and a half.
How about
years?
that little fracas at the end too?
Yeah. Well, which I didn't, honestly, I don't want to get too off the rails with this. I didn't really understand it. Like, I thought it wasn't that much after the buzzer.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. But again, he's an old school guy, right? Yeah. And he's trying to spark the team. He's just trying to get the blood boiling on the team.
Yeah. I was going to
know what I mean? He's taking it to that leadership role, and he's going out there and getting involved. And to a goalie, that's like a slap in the face. So put it in his mindset. Yeah, the guy did it. It was right at the buzzer. I mean, it wasn't like it was 5 seconds later.
It was funny.
It's an unwritten thing, and he just wanted to get out there and get the blood boiling.
It's just like you probably see your goalies in practice. I mean, I know growing up, like goalies just hate when you shoot it into a net, even when they're sitting around like cleaning up the net. It's a thing goalies hate because it's just. And I think Quick was so pissed off
from the whole
that
game.
They didn't win, and he would play it so damn well, and then he's just like he had to let out the frustration.
No, that was so disrespectful. I said as soon as it happened, is somebody going to fight? And then of course it was Quick, which is pathetic.
I was going to ask Quick you guys we're going to be pissed about that because that was a topic online that none of the guys on the ice did anything.
You saw that in the game, Toronto and Ottawa last year, I think it was, where Ottawa won and they buried it in the empty net after the
slap
horn.
shot right in the net.
And I forgot who it was, but someone in Toronto went right up to the guy and he got.
That was what's his name, the defenseman,
Morgan
Riley.
Him in the face.
Riley. Oh, it was Riley who did it, I think. And
no, Ridley Gregg on
Ridley Gregg.
Ottawa.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he slap shot it in the net, and then he decked him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I would be livid if I lost a game, you pull the goalie and your team loses and a guy does that. That's so disrespectful, in my opinion. It's just completely disrespectful. I would never do that.
I thought it was kind of at the buzzer. It's not like the guy could look up at the clock and see it was 0.2 seconds left. Whatever the case is, but I just feel Quick went at it to
2 seconds. I agree with that.
I'm sure in the locker room they were all buzzing that Quick did it. You know, it was a good atmosphere.
Yeah, no, I agree with. That I agree with, but I thought it was very disrespectful. Like, you don't do that. You just don't do that. If the horn sounds, you don't shoot the puck. I don't care if it's right out. You just dump it. The game's over. What are you doing?
Funny enough, I actually turned it off. I didn't realize there was a brawl until I looked on Twitter after. I was like, oh my God. Like,
I was so pissed.
What do you mean you turned it off? You just shut it. How'd you turn it off that quick? It happened like at the buzzer.
I was so pissed off, Coach. I was there. That game just hurt the hell out of me. I was pissed. Like, I threw something in my room. I was mad because you
didn't see his text after the game.
I was mad at that.
You didn't see his text after the game?
First of all, let me just set this up. I can't deal with the constant texting during the game. Here and there, I'll say yeah. But when I watch the game on my feed, I'm like almost a minute behind you guys.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys say, "Oh, what a save!" then I know it's just I can't do it.
I don't blame you there.
So I'm not going back and reading 75 texts.
I'm with you. I don't do that either.
And I'm not exaggerating, fans. It's like 75 texts.
PJ knows I don't.
I had 50 something in the morning after Vegas, and I was like, "This is crazy."
I was pissed then too, but no, that game pissed me off because they didn't like. I was like, all right, they were coming off a 3-game winning streak. They're playing well. I was like,
all right, PJ, we know they're going to start spiraling. You went over this.
We need to put the laptop on StreamYard on PJ during a game. Just record it. Not live stream it, but just record it so that
Jenna's going to get it.
Yeah, so we can just go in and clip it.
Jenna's seen some.
I want to see. I might go back and look at the text messages just to see when Robertson, Cooley, and Laffey were out there at overtime.
No one commented on it.
Nothing. Holy shit!
I'm fine.
I'm shocked.
No, I was just like, well, Little Ed said it earlier because in the vacuum, there's nothing wrong with the Vegas game. Like Vegas is a great team. They played well. They just couldn't score enough, but. That's why I just wanted to win 4. And if they were going off 4 in a row and lost that game, it's so what? But I just don't want to get points before that road trip. They had it. They had it.
All right, enough. Let's go.
No, I'm just laughing. Coach just tried to like stop you from saying that by saying you said it already, and then you just said, "Yeah, I know," but and you
had to hammer it. I couldn't. I was last.
He's going to say it again. Come on, what's that?
No, I was going to say last night I couldn't sleep.
We know.
We know. The water boy.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know. All right.
Can't hold anything back now.
Yeah, last game of the year. All right, key contributor award for me. I'm gonna give it to Will Cooley. I just think he's upped his game a lot. He's doing the things that he did last year. He had that nice play on the 2-on-1 where he shot past it, led to the goal from Brodzinski. Just things like that, playing more north-south. I think he's playing a lot better, so I'm going to give it to Cooley.
See, that could have been your play of the game. That could have been your play of the game. Pass off the pads by Cooley.
Yeah, that would have been. Next week I'm gonna pick a coach ed pick. I'm gonna find something in one of these games and I'm gonna be like, that's my highlight, and I'm gonna do it.
I'm going to make mine short and sweet. I'm giving it to Johnny Brodzinski. He had 2 goals last night. They took 1 away because Mika was sleeping on that one.
Oh, yeah. He was so offside. I can't believe they didn't call that.
Anyway, all right. It's time for Coach Ed's Copyright Doghouse Award.
Oh, he's muted.
Treats as usual.
No, you were muted or something.
I think because the video was ending, it auto mutes everybody. So you were too quick to talk.
Me? Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying it's brought to you by Suitor Sweet Treats. We love Meg and Michelle. I mean, this will always be sponsored by them. Yeah.
Get out there and get your Thanksgiving cookies. I ordered Thanksgiving Day cookies from Meg the other day. So
nice. Beautiful.
Put in that order.
Kathy will be hosting us on the day after Thanksgiving, so that'd be nice to have some suitors. But Coach, you'll be proud of Meg's new passion is refurbishing furniture that she picks off the side of the road. So
get out of here! That's my retirement job.
I told her that you got to send some of your stuff from the basement down to Meg to refurbish for you, but she's been doing.
I might have to. It'll get done quicker. I could ship it to her. She could do it. It'll be done quicker than me doing it.
Yep, there you go. So, shout out to Meg. She's always finding something creative to do and whatever, take up her free time. So,
well, Coach, when you come down and actually visit me, I got an old smoking cabinet that was my grandpa's in my garage that could use a little refurbishing. So you can put some of the Coach Ed magic touch on that.
All right, so it's like when I go visit Erin. When I go there, this all goes back to when I used to visit my mother in Florida. It became like a work week.
No, I thought it was a passion thing. I didn't know it was work. I thought you were like,
I got to at least play golf one day, though. I want to play golf one day. Not on the putting green.
All right, Coach, it's your doghouse. So who is in the doghouse this week?
I have to go with Brett. I'm disappointed. I know JT Miller is struggling, but I think Brett's got to be a little bit more taking over a game. In a game like that game against Detroit, I would like to see something happen. I feel like he's hitting the goalie in the chest a lot or shooting high and wide. So he's got to bury a few. I think if he buries a few and he shows that excitement, I think the energy is going to carry on to the team more.
Yeah. No goals for Panarin in these games, but he did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 assists in the 4 games.
Not enough.
The Tampa game. But yeah, no goals. Although I thought he scored last night, but it was Troche tipping it. But yeah, I mean, I don't disagree.
Look, I'm not saying he's horrible. He needs to pick it up a little bit to get the team going. He's that offensive threat.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's one of the top wingers in the NHL, and he's got like the 5th most points over the last like 6-7 years. They pay him a lot of money to win them games. I mean, I don't disagree. I'm not putting him in the doghouse, but I do agree generally with your point. But I will say I'm taking Laugh out of the doghouse. He's been way more dynamic, and I'm happy with the way he's playing now, PJ. So you'll be happy to know that what I'm seeing from him, he's out of the doghouse. I'm going to put 1 foot in the doghouse, JT Miller. He's not in for all the reasons we said earlier, but the production is concerning to me. So I'm putting 1 foot in. Let's see how he does this week. I don't really have anybody in the doghouse. I think the team nobody has been like awful to me to deserve being in the doghouse. So I'm leaving it empty, but JT's got 1 foot in the doghouse. All right, PJ.
I don't mind that. I agree with you on Laugh, just to interject a little bit, because I think like Gabrikov, I've been noticing he's all over the ice and he's hitting, and he's not scoring obviously enough, but he's definitely engaged in play and
on a different level, on a different level, like skating with the puck.
It's another gear.
Yeah, he's skating with the puck with confidence. He tried to make a deke on a guy last game, and they stole the puck, whatever. But just the fact that he tried it is what I want to see. Like, do that, like make plays. Anyway, PJ.
Contrary to earlier, I do not have JT in the doghouse.
Wow.
I actually have the penalty kill unit in there. I feel like they're costing them games lately. They're 31st ranked penalty kill in the last 10 games. It can't happen. It's kind of funny. They were like 9th best early in the year, and the power play sucked. Now the power play is finally scoring, and the penalty kill sucks. So they need to get that back going. And Sullivan said they're just not being aggressive enough. But I mean, last night they scored 2. I mean, 0-2. You can't happen. That's the difference in that game.
How about the 2-on-1 on the penalty kill that they didn't score that would have made it a 2-2 game? And
when you were talking about Cooley, I was like, man, if he buried, that's a different game. And Schmidt, I was going through like PTSD, like that meme of the trash can guy from the Muppets, where he's like seeing the war vibe, like just like I was going through that series. Kenny Albert brought it up. I was like, oh my god, like I hated that series. First the Devils.
How many shorties do they have this year?
Good question. I think only like 1 or 2. Yeah, not
look
many.
that up because they led the league last year, so I'm curious. Yeah, the PK hasn't been good. All right, Little Ed.
I'm going with the Rangers season or the MSG season ticket holders and every fan that goes to the Garden. Maybe PJ and I can clip that part of my little rant before, and we could share it on Allie and Mark's page and try to get it to go viral. But I genuinely think it's a big problem. And it needs to change.
Yeah. And it's a good point. We saw that with the Mets, I think, this season. It might have been this season, where they were just booing Lindor endlessly. And then there was like a movement to cheer him when he got to the plate, to just give him a standing ovation. He was like 0 for 30 something in a terrible stretch. And he ended up like ripping a double or something like that in the at bat.
When the Garden, when the Let's Go Rangers chant is literally echoing throughout the Garden, that place is very hard to play in.
They need Matt Rempe back too. I think it'll help with home ice.
A lot of fans are saying that he. I saw a graphic of like the record with and without him in the lineup, which drove me crazy. But
well, you know who put that?
Let's not go off the rail. Let's not go off the rails about that now.
I say, Ed, we start a trend. We got to start a trend. We got to do with David Putty. You got to paint your face and support the team.
Coach Ed and I just start painting our faces every game.
We got to set a trend. We got to get something going on.
Mark's got to paint his head
or your chest. You guys like spell out MYR. Go to the game together.
We won't paint our faces. We'll just paint our heads, the tops of our head, so we can put our hats.
Yeah, we got to do something.
Sorry, I can't help you there.
So. Causing 2 short-handed goals.
Yeah, you and Patrick with that flow over there. But let's get up to the upcoming schedule.
It's more like a Q-tip than a flow.
The salt and pep.
And the upcoming schedule is sponsored by Sorrento's of Long Beach. Get your game day meals at Sorrento's when you're watching these. Man, Sorrento's is just so good.
Had a nice meal at Sorrento's.
Coach sent his entire meal to us via text. The entire meal, the appetizer, the dinner. You had like 2 dinners, it looked like, plus a dessert. Oh my God, man!
Well, one was Kathy's dinner. One was Kathy's dinner. I didn't eat both dinners.
I'm sitting here. I order Italian food from a guy who claims he's from Brooklyn, but he's probably not. So it's.
And speaking of Thanksgiving dinners, Little Ed, I saw Sorrento's had that Thanksgiving sandwich. That thing looked amazing.
Yeah, man.
I would.
Everything that we say it every week, but everything that they make is good. Like an Italian or a Thanksgiving sandwich is an Italian. Like you wouldn't expect that at Italian deli, but it's probably delicious. I mean, I haven't had it, but it's probably amazing.
Yeah, but there's probably an Italian kick to it. I'm sure it's good.
It's on Italian bread. That's about it. Everything else is
the bread is the most important.
All right, where did we leave off last week with the picks? I sent mine after I exited the stream.
So Little Ed is starting to make a runaway. Well, not huge runaway, but him and Coach Ed both went 2-1 last week. Me and Cousin went 1-2. So the standings are as follows. Little Ed is
1 game better is a runaway. I'm confused.
Well, he's been winning the last 2 weeks. So
overall, you mean?
Overall, yes. So he's all by himself in first place at 11-7.
I don't want to spiral too early in the year here.
Oh God. But you will. If they lose these next 2, I guarantee we're going to see you in the test.
All right, not again. Let's go.
I'm starving. I'm so.
I'm not saying they're going to lose. I'm just saying if
all right, what's
do,
your pick, PJ? What's your pick? Let's go.
All right, so first.
I can't believe he was going to say it again.
No, I was giving. I was giving him shit because he was calling me up for being negative, but he is going to be ultra negative if they lose too.
Oh my god!
All right, back on the horse. What'll end in first at 11-7, and then me, coach, and cousin are all 9-9.
Oh wow, huh?
All right.
Speaking of negative, Hirsch is back on his. He's going 1-3, and they're tanking for McKenna. He's back.
Oh, we're doing all four.
God.
We're doing all 4 games.
Yeah, because our next week.
Hirsch, you're not allowed. Have you watched the full Penn State game? Quickly in the chat. Have you watched the full Penn State hockey game?
I can confirm he has.
Okay, then send me some better highlights because what I'm seeing isn't good enough. Anyway,
apparently last weekend he was no points, -4 versus Michigan State.
-4. Here we go.
Yep,
that's exactly what we need.
Good. Let him fall. Let him fall in the draft. Fall to the Rangers pick.
A lot of prospect experts are saying he's good, but he's not been the generational guy everyone thought he was.
You know, before we do this, I want to make a point about this. And I'll make it quick because I keep hearing this crap. You look at a guy like Gavin McKenna, he came from Canadian juniors into the NCAA. That's a huge jump for a Canadian junior player to go to NCAA at 18 years old in his draft year. He's not a 20, 21-year-old guy in NCAA. He's 18. You look at other guys like Connor Bedard, they didn't do that. They went right to the NHL. They struggled in the NHL, and everyone gave him crap about struggling in the NHL. So this is a development process. He goes to the NCAA. It's a huge jump. Let's see how he does in the second half of the NCAA season. And this will serve him well in his NHL career to get some NCAA games. That's all I'm going to say about Gavin McKenna.
Well, I just want to push back because Connor Bedard won Rookie of the Year.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, but he was criticized. All right, Little Ed is in first, so you get to either go first or go last, kid. You make the pick.
I'll go first. I always go first. Keep it going. Let's go with a tight game in Colorado, again, similar to the Vegas game, but they're going to lose, unfortunately. Beat Utah with Marky Mark, boots on the ground.
Love that.
Then we got the St. Louis game win. Coach Ed and I will be in the building for that one with eyes on Bushnevich. And then we'll go with a win against Carolina as well. So I'm going 3-1, Hirsch.
Ooh.
Ed, if you want me to send you the Bushnevich jersey via mail for you to wear at that game, I can send you the Bushnevich jersey.
Coach and Little Ed will be happy to know that Blues fans despise him right now. Hate him. They want to run him out of town.
He read that in an article today.
It's St. Louis article.
All right. Who's going next?
I'll go. I'm going to go. And again, I never said they were going to lose these games. I'm just nervous. I actually think they're going to win tomorrow. I don't know. I just feel like Colorado's not lost a home all year in regulation. They've only lost one. I just have a weird feeling this is typical Rangers. Everyone's getting nervous, and they're just going to win. And then they're going to win with Mark.
He's setting himself up for disappointment.
Oh, I know. No, but then they're going to lose. They're going to lose at home versus St. Louis because that first game after a road trip. And then they're going to win versus Carolina before Thanksgiving on our live stream. So I'm going 3-1 also. I don't know why. You're right. I'm setting myself up, but I just want to prove to you that I'm not negative. I'm just nervous.
All right, I'm going loss, win, loss. How's that for negative?
Win. So you're going 1-3.
I'm going 1-3. I gotta make some different picks. I can't just pick 3-1. I'm down 2. I gotta flip.
Well, you can pick 3-1. Just
Ed doesn't care about how the Rangers are doing. He just wants to win the upcoming schedule competition.
I'm done. Like, I'm just cracking up at everything now. It's over. The episode's over. Go, coach.
Wait, we have to guess the loss too?
No, you don't have to pick any losses. It's up to you. You pick each game.
He's saying, do I have to? He was going to say 3-1, but you have to pick which game they're going to lose.
So if they lose, you get the point?
Yes. If you pick them to lose and they lose, you get a win.
It's about.
I'm going to go 4-0.
Whoa, let's go.
If they go 4-0, I'll be so happy.
Yeah, I'll be happy
If they
to
go
go
4-0, maybe PJ will be a little positive.
If they go 4-0, I'll take the loss in the upcoming schedule. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. It's just like fantasy hockey. I don't care what happens. Give me the Rangers wins.
I hear you.
Chris got 2-2 from the chat.
Yep, and Paul's go 1-3. But
all right, we got our typical fans in the chat as always. Thank you guys. You're the best. Great comments. Thank you, Mark, for joining us from I guess the chat or from Babbage Square Garden over there. Always fun. We didn't really touch on that. Great time last week in Babbage Square Garden with the live stream. So we'll have to do it
next Wednesday too.
I don't know if we'll go to Mark's, but yeah, I'll be around. Maybe we will. Big Wednesday. I don't know if he's going out.
It worked last time. You got to do it again.
It's a good point. We'll see what happens. Let's see how the schedule shakes out, how the week shakes out. Is that a home game now?
No, in Carolina.
It's in Carolina, yeah.
I want to shout out Little Ed behind me here. If you're watching on YouTube, if I get my hands right. Centennial Jersey
is
plaque.
Is that a mini plaque or are those other plaques just huge?
What's the mini one? What's the
7x10?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the mini one. I love it.
Yeah, these are like actual pictures, like 8x10s. And there's another one right there, that white one, if you can see. That's another Stadium Series. So I kind of like this routine of the Rangers jersey plaques, the special one. So might have to commission Little Ed for the new we didn't mention it, but the new Winter Classic jersey got announced today.
Yeah, get your orders. Nice. I'm also I'll keep it a surprise, but I'm gonna be working on something.
Oh baby.
For the Winter Classic.
Yeah, that's a good little tradition, PJ. I like that. You get all the jerseys.
I'm thinking.
Send me the link.
You know what? I think you should put into ChatGPT that wall though, and see if that little plaque being the only thing in that little corner.
Well, he's got to line them up down that space.
If you line them up, if you line all of them up there, that would be nice.
How about instead of relying on ChatGPT, we just have a little creativity going and you make something instead of,
I just don't.
I did these walls all by myself.
Yeah. You gotta think it again there, Peach.
we're all good at something, That's not my thing.
Shout out to Little Ed's Workshop and Armoriso Design. Christmas is around the corner. Get them in now because we're getting backed up already.
Yeah, I got mine in.
Yep, get your shirts. Brighton Beach, Cousin Ed's wearing it. The Bring Back Ball Panarin shirts, they are great quality. I mean, if you love dry fit material, they're beautiful. They came out so clear. And then, the new hoodies and shirts Little Ed's got wearing.
I'm going to tease these. These aren't available in the shop yet, but we're going to go with the classic Rangers Ed logo, full size on all of the long sleeve hooded shirts, regular T-shirts, hoodies, everything. So we'll be updating that. Yeah, guys, definitely grab your shirts. Keep the price cheap, shipping cheap. So grab them for the season. It's a good time. And like PJ said, always great quality. Got the moisture wicking material for the most part. Cotton as an option as well. So if you prefer that.
PJ needs the moisture wicking for when he's sweating out those overtime games.
Oh, man. You should see like my I have like the Aura ring and the stress. It's like from 7 to 10. My stress levels are high.
Oh, you got to send us the screenshot of that.
Yeah, I will. It's funny.
All right, let's go. Thank you to everybody, and let's paint our faces for the next home game.
All right.
Please get some wins. We're staying up late, Rangers, and subscribe on YouTube. Send us all the likes you can give us. It helps us, produce for you guys and put out all this content. We would appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, boys. Great episode. Thank you to all our sponsors and listeners. We appreciate you. Until next week. Let's go Rangers.
All right, let's go Rangers. Love you guys. Peace out.
Love you guys.
Night.